Welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner. I'm here with Sean Bell,
Hello.
Matt Murray,
Hello.
and James Farley.
Hello.
We're going to start the show this week by thanking our Patreon producers. These are the people that have signed up to support the show on the highest tier. Thank you so much to Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights to Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, Richard Sawyer, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Thomas, Stan, Philip with an F, Cutty, Steve Lee, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Man, Tri-State, Jack Oven, Jonathan Edwards, No Longer a Freeloader, Grey Dragon Claw, Ramalaptar, Angry Baboon. Again,
Fuck.
What's going on?
No, I checked. It checked. It's Angry Baboon.
With a
Angry Baboon.
We've got some correspondence about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I checked.
Colin,
I did the work.
Colin the Car Wanker Smith, and Sean Richens. They're the crew. They're the full Nels crew, and we thank each and every one of you. I'm sure. I wonder how much sort of excitement it gets in every week when you're in that list and you think, has someone dropped off in ahead of me? Have I climbed the table? Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, has been the reigning champion for a long, long time now. Simon Nelson's sitting there going, come on! and trying to hack into his bank account to freeze his card just so it gets...
Maybe we'll just have Aaron killed.
I'm fairly sure Simon Wilson at one point was number one.
Was
And
he?
I think there was a something, and then anyway, he dropped off.
I thought we agreed that if you drop out for a month, you go back to the bottom of the list. You don't get your
thought that
top
was
spot.
it.
I think this is before that rule came into effect.
No, shit.
Ooh.
So he found a loophole.
Controversy.
You've got to do some
Patreon
retrospective
producers...
painting, have we?
Yeah.
Patreon
could be wrong.
producers, thank you so much. If you would like to support the show, you don't have to go full Nels. There are different tiers. Patreon.com/TCGS. Please do consider supporting us. If you like what we do, you keep us going. So, you know, if you can, try and support us at patreon.com/TCGS. It really does help us out. Thank you so much. Should we get straight to feedback? I'm interested to hear what people think of last week's show.
Yes, we asked for questions. Well, we didn't actually. Someone from the
Right,
audience
Matt, what's
asked
going
us.
on tonight, mate? What's on you tonight, mate? You okay?
I just thought I'd refactor that question about 30 times before I
I
started.
like the fact that he's still trying to style it out. Hey, so hey, listen to me. Yeah, we asked for your question, but we didn't ask for questions, baby. Quiet.
It's a strong start for me, as always. Anyway, I'll just read what Ricky said. Hi, all. Following up on the questions to the audience from last week's show. How did you find the show? I saw JoyPod near the top of the Apple Podcast charts years ago and started listening. It was around the time of the magnetic egg. Good to know. What snacks can Sean have when gaming? Nuts, banana chips, crackers, or Scotch egg?
That's the Scotch egg's a good shout.
Scotch egg is a good shout.
Yeah,
I like all Scotch
scraping
eggs.
one of them.
What are those crumbs, though?
Yeah, true. I'll just get a bib. Be all right.
No, what do you mean crumbs? You don't get
What?
crumbs if you whack it all in your mouth at once.
Yeah, if you do it all in
Yeah,
one
yeah,
go,
but,
it's
if you
fine.
get a decent size one, that's,
Any
that's
size.
bigger than a
Yeah.
tennis ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is it. I like all sizes of Scotch egg, from the big
all right.
ones that you have to cut in half because they're so massive, to the little ones that just have mashed egg in the middle of it.
I
I'm
quite
there
like
for
those
it.
ones.
Or
They're great, those ones.
if you want to get one of the really fancy ones where the yolk is runny in the middle.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think I'm
God,
having one of
yeah.
those for Christmas, Sean. I think I'm having.
What, instead of
it was on
turkey?
Yeah, so my work Christmas do. The starters, there was a bunch, and one of them it just said Scotch egg, and I'm like, I'm having that. I'm
that's great.
having that.
Restaurant quality Scotch egg. You don't get that often.
Yeah, I know. What if it is just one of those little packets that you get from Tesco's? You have to peel the
Just bring it
cellophane
on,
back
go.
and
Just
then
take one.
start.
Just take one.
I
Put a
went-
couple in your pocket.
I went to a Christmas market on the weekend, with Elodie, and they had a whole stand. They had a whole
so
stand.
disappointing these days. Go on, sorry.
Well, no, the one in York was actually it was rammed, but it was good. But they had a whole stand where it's just gourmet Scotch eggs.
Nice.
Yeah,
That does sound
Oh,
good.
fuck
they
you,
weren't
James.
cheap.
I'm sick of people telling people it's
It
too
is
early for
too
Christmas.
early.
It's
I
got
not.
nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with you.
It has got something to do with me. I have to walk through them all the time. It's irritating.
But you're just constantly walking through Christmas markets.
Yeah, I mean,
You come to the city I live in, and you are pretty much all the time. It's
What
really
city
annoying.
is that, James?
It's just the city in northern
You don't
Germany.
live in the city.
Yeah,
I know I
you
don't,
live in-
but
Telling
whenever
us
I
how you
go
live in
there,
the fucking sticks.
I know,
in the
but when I
birds.
go there for work, it's like
I love
they're
the fact
everywhere.
that the picture he's painted of this city is wild, where none of the supermarkets are open past 5, and it's just filled with Christmas markets everywhere.
I didn't
you
say
go.
the city was like that, but yeah,
I do look, as much of a Christmas person as I am, I don't like Christmas markets at all. I just look at them and just go, "You're trying to rip everyone off."
Yeah, they're
It's
just
just-
gross
Oh, I
now.
fucking love them.
They're
Horrible
so
rip-off.
overcrowded. Don't get me wrong. Like I would love to go to one with some mates. Like I used to like.
But do
sort of-
what?
Well,
Look at
drink
cans.
mulled wine,
Yeah, just
have
hang
some
out, eat food.
nice food and drink, and
Yeah.
What about
But
going
then,
to them?
but now it's just like, well, yeah, you can do that if you want to queue for half an hour every time you want something. And
Well,
just
it's
fucking-
not that bad,
I just-
but,
yeah,
you know.
I just don't know.
Again, you want
Okay.
to
So
come over here?
what did you
Can't
buy at the
move for
Christmas
'em.
market, Matt?
We got these. We saw them on Instagram, and so therefore I wanted to get it. But Elodie
Here we
also
go.
wanted to get it. It's a hot chocolate with like a cookie on top with like a hole in, and then marshmallow foam, and then other cream, and then a straw. And they were fucking well nice. That was our lunch actually.
It sounds good.
No, because it kind of it all just kind of fits in one. Yeah, really nice. Yeah,
All right.
recommend it.
Alright,
Cool.
okay.
Yeah, I love a Christmas
Worrying.
market. But James, what are the fundamental differences? This is bonus show stuff, but like, what are the
Yeah.
fundamental? What are the differences between like a German Christmas market and a UK Christmas market?
Well, okay, the thing that
There
you
must-
just described sounds pretty interesting. You'd never see something like that in a Christmas
I
market.
guess it's
here.
I
just
was going to say,
traditional.
yeah, because I've been to Christmas markets in Munich, and it was lovely, but it was like,
Super
it's a
traditional.
Christmas market, but with just the German stuff.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
it's
It's just never changes every year. Exactly the same. Like,
So what you're
exactly
saying
the
is that
same
we've
stuff.
improved it.
yes,
We made it better. Okay, good.
multiculturalism.
I bloody
mate,
love
it's
this
the way
country.
forward.
I'll tell you what. I fucking love. I'm so proud.
I'm proud to be British.
Yeah, our hot chocolates with the old marshmallow and the cookies.
We invented that
cream.
Flash.
Yeah.
We made-
Scotch eggs.
Yeah. Anyway, well, Ricky's feedback still
Scottish
continues. Who's the funniest? Has to be Matt or James. Not for the quips, but both
way.
for
I
their
don't do
genuine.
quips.
You don't do quips, but both of their behaviour genuinely leads to the funniest moments on the show. E.g., stealing cereal, snowboarding
fair
mishaps, changing children's birthdays, lying about wanting an alarm clock, etc.
I love the
I mean, if
fact
that's what
that Matt's-
if that's what
yeah,
you
Matt-
like, if that's what
Yeah.
you want, I'm happy not to provide.
That's what fans
I
like.
love the fact that Matt's greatest material called into Ricky is breaking his arm. That's
Wrist.
when he when he broke his wrist. Oh, that was classic.
So,
Matt.
yeah, it was
No,
great
you're actually
content,
right
though.
there, you
It
are.
was great
Yep,
content.
yep. Fair enough.
Who's the sexiest? Definitely Matt. And a
That's been
question.
the most reoccurring. That's been the most reoccurring answer to that.
Has it?
question so far.
There's only one bit of feedback about that, so I don't
Matt
think
tops
so.
the league. When we spoke about this privately, listeners, James went, "Well, if it was Joy Podgy, it'd be me." It's like, I just want to.
I mean, first of all,
And he got his
didn't
top
say
off.
it like that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
didn't
you
say
were
it like
you were
that.
angry, James. You
I was-
were,
I was-
the
I was-
second
yeah.
before the podcast ended, like we're still in the credits. It would have been me actually. It would have been me, wouldn't it?
You were good looking in that
Yeah.
era. You were very good. You were a good looking chap.
Yeah,
It's just gone now, isn't
I
it?
know.
mate?
I know it's gone. I know.
It's
disappeared.
gone now, isn't it?
disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the sexiest.
And a question I've interpreted from Sean: why do listeners with prestigious professional jobs listen to this shit? I'm the head of technology and part owner of an engineering firm, automating the production of airplanes, cars, and hospitals. I like the sex jokes, the mouth trumpet farts, and when you bleep out the word cunt. Sorry. Cunt. Hope that helps. Have a lovely day from Ricky.
I put this in the doc. I was like, it's all right because Matt will see it, and he's
Well,
the one
sorry,
reading it out. and
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that one, but I'll be ready for the next one. Should we move on? Feedback from Matt. This is Mike, aka Angry Baboon with an N. Feedback from Matt. Having decided to go full Nels as a Christmas tip a little early this year, I'd hoped my name would be right. First week, I was called Angry Baboon. Matt then suggested it's a better name, so I changed it while listening live. Next week, I was then called Angry Baboon with an N. Is he doing this on purpose? Surely by week 3, the admin bloke would have got it right. No, I was then called Angry Baboo. I've no idea where his name came from, but I certainly didn't change it again. The only thing for it is to go full Nels for another month and hope Matt gets his act together eventually. Everyone else, keep up the amazing work. Almost completed my third listen of every episode.
What?
Matt, you're still my favourite, but it's not looking good, mate.
That's got to hurt, Matt. That's
No.
got to hurt, Matt.
Two- two words.
Excellent work. Everyone else, except for you.
2 words. Upselling. All right. Thanks for the extra Patreon month. Move
Yeah,
on.
it did work out well for us. You have sort of rewarded him there, Angry
That's
Baboon.
not what upselling is, though, Matt.
Well, it kind of is. I mean, Angry Baboon or Baboon or Baboon was probably going to like quit after 1 month. I'm like, no.
But that's not what upselling
Keep
is.
them-
You
Yeah, that's
should
not
know
kind
that. That's
You are a
kind of is.
marketing manager, Matt.
Kind of
You
is.
Probably.
Yeah, but I don't work in
Marketing
sales.
manager.
I'm no longer a marketing manager. Actually, I'm losing my job,
Oh,
mate.
that's
And
right,
I'd rather you didn't bring it up because I'm
Losing.
emotional.
In the process, he can technically still a marketing manager for now.
Maybe.
Sure, maybe we're working out why he lost his job. Right, should we-
Starship Troopers out now on Metacrest. No, that's not. Jackie Sniper. Hi, lads. In light of James's latest Nintendo acquisition, maybe we could have a new Alarmo/Wham t-shirt collaboration. And this is Jackie Sniper's words, not me. But wank you off before you go. Wank me off before you go. Not, I mean, Sean, as the t-shirt.
Hang on, are you wanking me off or you off? What? I was
Can
confused.
someone clip that, please, and put that in the James Farley pull string doll thing that we're bringing out? Oh, God.
I'm
imagine
assuming.
that.
Yeah, how would Alarmo/Wham t-shirt collaboration? So is this? I'm not sure what the pitch is here.
Well, no, it's just like, it's the famous Wham t-shirt. Is it not a famous Wham t-shirt design?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, there is. It's the.
Okay.
It's like a big
yeah,
thing
it's
that
a
says
little bit like.
wham.
No, it's got
Right,
a
but where
picture
does
of
it
George
say-
Michael's face, isn't it?
Wake me up before you go. That's just a song title. Does the t-shirt
Well,
say that on it?
maybe they
Well
want
done.
James to release a track.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking of the one where it says Wham and it's got the picture of them on the front, but there is
Yeah.
also one that just says. I don't know.
Well,
I
no,
don't know.
I think that works. They'll just say wank and it'll have James's face in the front.
But then
I'd
surely
buy it.
people would see that t-shirt and just be like, well, what's the
And
alarm?
you're like, what?
Is it an alarm clock? What is
Yeah.
it? Why has it got Mario on it?
Yeah.
Does Mario wank you off now? Is that what you
No,
got?
I don't. That's DLC.
I haven't played a game.
I
for a
really
while,
do
so-
like the idea of a James Farley pull string doll with like sounds. We have to think of sounds that he says when you pull the string back.
Yep.
But I reckon it doesn't work like 40% of the time. So you put it
Yeah.
back and there's nothing comes out, and then
Yes.
you're like, well, is it broken? Is it broken? And then it's size. It's like, yeah, I love
40% of
that.
the time you pull it and you just hear the sound of like a jet plane setting off.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, what if-
the departure board clicking.
You pulled it, and then 2 seconds after, it goes, sorry, I was on mute.
Stole my joke there, but
Yeah, it's
I was
great.
just making it better.
Let's get it.
I was
Let's get it
just
made.
making it better. Okay.
Okay. Jackie continues. Also, I saw something on Reddit this morning and thought of Dr. Farley. Are you guys aware that the Microsoft Flight Sim trailer featuring the spinning granny is based on an actual real life event? Now,
I've
I'll
only known it as a real life event.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I'm thinking, what? There's a Microsoft Flight Sim trailer that features that very
I know, I'm
famous spinning.
intrigued.
In
There's no
2019, a woman in her 70s was injured on a hike in Phoenix, ended up being spun into a parallel universe. I dare you watch it now. If James could keep a straight face, I'll eat my metaphorical hat. Cheers. Obviously, yeah, we've only known it as a real life drama, but now now you're saying there's a Flight Sim trailer that references it.
There's
I did
no
not know that.
way.
How have we
There's
not
no
heard about
way.
that?
Flight Sim trailer spinning.
it's one of my all-time
Woman.
favourite videos. That
There's no. Also, Flight Sim is pretty serious. Would it have like an internet reference? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that seems
No, I
very
don't.
memey for flight sim.
I don't think that's true. I think that's a joke, isn't it?
Okay, while you're trying to find
Maybe
it,
it's
maybe I'll carry on. But
Yeah.
I love it if that isn't the case. Lee Keybottom. Leaky Bottom. Okay.
I'll be honest, I saw that and I thought, Ian.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Right. I've noticed the last 2 weeks we only have the short outro theme. Speaking as a massive fan of the long outro, I am disappointed. I had to go back
here again.
and figure out why this has happened. It all seems to have kicked off by feedback from Bag of White Rice. The listener also claimed that they would regularly forget what games you were talking about while listening to the show. Why would you take feedback from someone who can't be bothered to even listen properly? Most podcast apps can be set to skip the last part of the podcast from a specific channel. I suppose if they are too lazy to listen properly, they are unlikely to figure that out, though. The fuck wizard chimed in, claiming it was an inconvenience when driving his car or some bollocks. These short outro people aren't real fans of the show. I propose a challenge to their dedication, or to test their dedication. If I hear that a long outro next week, I will go full Nels. Anyone who wants a short outro back will have to go full Nels back. Cheers, boys. Love the show from Lee.
I'm into
Well,
this.
then let's-
I'll say now. I'm editing this week. 100% of the full outro's going in. I'll do that before we
Yeah.
finish.
I think this is the problem. Look, Matt is a very caring individual.
Thank
But that means that every tiny little bit of feedback is like, okay, yes, we'll do that. There was loads of situations where Matt's gone, maybe we should stop doing this. That. And I'm like, Matt, why? Was one person out of hundreds of thousands of people that were emailing in and going, oh, I don't like this. Oh, we'll change that. Never. And then the next week we'd change it and someone would say, oh, can you change it back? And it's like, what's my motto? Never listen to the listeners, ever. Okay? Just do what we want. And, Lee, Mr. Keybottom is absolutely right here. And I'm fully on their side. Also, full music at the end of this one. You have to go full Nels. It's on there now. I have to go full Nels. It's in writing.
Okay. Capone Adam, kitchen. Can't remember what we even asked there.
I lost it now.
Admire your positivity regarding the Switch success of backward compatibility. Am I the only person who was disappointed by their statement? They may as well have said, oh yeah, it's pretty much just a Switch, but a bit better. I'd be way more excited if they put out a press release along the lines of this. Hello, this is Nintendo. We would like to inform you that the Switch successor will not be backwards compatible. Trust us, the new machine is so revolutionary, there is no space for a slot. Just like the Wii, we are once again about to change the way you play games. Anyway, you won't even want to play those old Switch games anymore if you really want to live in the past. You are certainly more than welcome to keep your old Switch. We won't stop you. It'll get me pumped.
I think it is just you, Capone, that feels that way. That sounds like hell to me. I was thinking about this, though.
Oh, yeah.
If I was to make a prediction about the games, I don't think it'll be a second slot for the Switch games.
What? No, it'll be the same
they'll
slot, I
claim the
reckon.
same ones, won't they?
Exactly the same cartridge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the
reckon
higher
white?
capacity ones, but...
White or red? It will be one of those.
Ooh.
They're
What,
not
you
gonna
reckon
go
they'll change
back.
the
They
colour?
won't go 100%. They'll have to.
You think so?
They'll
No,
have
they
to.
won't
Yeah,
change
yeah.
the colour. They'll put
oh.
some extra, they'll cut a bit of it out or something.
Yeah, so it doesn't
hang
fit.
on,
they won't. They won't.
you're
It'll be a different
you're saying Switch 2 cartridges will be different colour
Different
to
colour.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
I think they'll either go white to make it very contrasting, or they'll go red. I've just got a feeling it'll be one of those two.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Do you want to put your body on the line, do a tattoo bet?
Absolutely not, man. I'm not that stupid. And also, you can't suggest that until you get your.
I know.
stuff.
I'm excited to get it done. So they haven't. Yeah, next year. It'll be next year. I
Right,
think.
okay. Well, can tell your face because you don't look exactly inside.
No,
And you've not mentioned anything to the artist for about.
I know,
2
but I've been
months
very
now.
busy.
Doing what?
Just trying to get a job actually, mate.
Well,
one day.
I mean,
Low
not
blow.
by the comments you've given me.
I've had a tough.
If this was me,
I've got
you'd have been,
fucking ages. Who gives a fuck?
that well, yeah. What's that, James?
if this had been me, you'd have all been hounding me
Yeah,
on a weekly
well-
basis to get it done.
Look,
Good
I
point.
do
I mean,
want to
we
get
tried
done.
that with the horror film you were meant to be in, and look how that ended.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't
Yeah.
my fault. That wasn't my fault.
Well,
It
you
wasn't
kind of
your
was
fault.
because you
It
didn't
wasn't.
like
He
really
stopped
chase up.
replying.
Unless you...
I did chase him up. You
Yeah,
can
but
read
after
his
a
emails.
month, it was a month after they'd
Rubbish.
shot the movie.
They haven't. It's completely
Oh,
no.
God.
It's gone
Imagine
missing.
if this is your first show. Can we move on? We're
Yeah,
referencing
this is
stuff from
insane.
Patreon stream 2
I mean, we're
years
saying
ago.
that.
Can
Yeah,
we-
sorry.
Every week at this point.
Yeah.
Henshin a go-go. I think that's safe. Hello, long-time-ish
There's
listener.
Beautiful Joe reference.
Oh, okay, that's safe. Then. Hello, longish time listener, but first time writer. I've never found anything interesting to say, but after Matt said he never gets tired of finding out how people found the show, I also had finally had a TCGS stream, so I thought I was ticking 2 interesting boxes in one. How I found
you
you.
go.
The Metro website has a pretty good gaming section where reader letters are published. One letter asked for recommendations for British games podcasts, and your name came up twice in the comment section. High praise indeed. I was initially aghast at the well over 2-hour running time a week, but as I work my way through your back catalogue, I think the longer the better. So I appreciate Matt's attempts to squeeze all the juice out of each show, despite only playing games himself, as far as I can tell, for about 20 minutes each week. you got me there. You got me there, Henshin.
Also, I've seen those Metro things. So there was two things. There was someone kept writing. So you could do like a listener columns. So like you could submit like a column
readers
to the Metro.
features. Yeah.
I mean, it's a total piss take. It was a way for the Metro to publish stuff
Free
without paying
content.
for it.
Yeah.
But about 2 or 3 times we was written about on the Metro website through that, which was pretty cool. But also, yeah, I saw all those comments and I was like, that's great. I also saw a similar question being asked on Blue Sky today, and less recommendations for us. Plenty
You're not a
of,
single fucking person mentioning it there.
Page.
Listen, Backpage Pod. If we had high-profile friends in media outlets as well, they'll be saying us. So
Yeah, if we wrote for the
don't.
Beano, then we'll be mentioned too. Actually, sick. Here's the dream. The dream: we were all swimming, just the 5 of us having a lovely time. David Hasselhoff's name had come up in conversation. I don't know why. Dr. James Farley attempted to dive, which turned into a belly flop. As he surfaced, he quipped, more like David Hasselhoff, and we all fell about laughing.
Hasselflop would have worked better.
Well, this
David
is just what
Hasselhoff.
James said in
maybe I
the
was,
dream.
Maybe I was channeling Matt, and that's why it didn't.
Well, I'm channeling you, if anything, mate,
good
because
point.
it's not
We
funny.
all fell
if
about
anything.
laughing.
Yeah, we all fell about laughing. Real life Matt Murray must surely be jealous of the quipping power of Dream James Farley. No, because as David mentioned, there's a better one. Yeah, what that is. I love your
You went
podcast.
German then. There's a better one.
There's some sauerkraut on my lederhosen.
That's a bit.
No, that's a top secret reference. That's a top secret reference.
Yeah.
With-
When you say top secret, do you mean your top secret?
I mean the
racist
Val
friend?
Kilmer movie. You
Oh right, okay.
inconsiderate twat. I love your podcast. It really brings me great joy, and I'm glad I found you. Keep on keeping on, lads. You mean a lot to a lot of people.
Ah,
Thank you,
thanks.
Henshin.
Lovely
Just
message,
not the people on Blue
Henshin.
Sky.
I started.
No.
Well, I was going. You know, on Blue Sky, people are doing their like, oh, here's my introduction post for people who followed me from a starter pack and don't really know who I am. And I was trying to sort of sum up the show as like, look, initially it sounds like for idiots, but I promise people tell us every week that it actually means a lot to them.
But we are still 4 idiots.
Yeah, both
Yeah.
can be true.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's no taking
it's a
that
difficult
away.
show to summarize.
It is.
very
I
complex.
always say, listen to 5 because if you
I think we said 4 last time, didn't we? Hasn't it gone up?
Listen to
maybe
10.
a few more than that now.
Can you tell the independent podcast award judges?
No, because we're not edited. We're not. This one wins this week because fucking hell, it's short.
It's half an hour.
To be fair, it's
sound
how we
effects.
do what you've been playing, so we cannot really have a go at them for
No.
that. It's like
We
it's
appreciate short
fucking
games.
great. It's only 4 hours. Is that it for feedback this week?
Yes, go to tcgs.co/deartcgs, but I'm well aware we have lots of issues with our website over the last week for domain reasons. But so the website may be up, maybe down. But when it's up, go to tcgs.co/deartcgs.
Yeah, get your shit sorted, Matt. Get your house in order. Sort that website out. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Because even when it's up, there's like error messages on it and stuff.
Yeah, it's because
Is
we need to repay for the theme, and I
Is it time to just nuke it and start again? Do you think?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it-
yeah. That's
I
how,
think
I
it's
don't
time
paying for a
because-
theme every year. Yeah.
I can't even scroll on it.
Can't we just use
Yeah.
like GeoCities or something? You know.
Yes. Can we
I mean,
make a
anything.
GeoCities
Fire,
website?
baby. We good?
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
It's news time, yeah. Should we do some news? Do
Yeah.
you want to hear about?
Let's
yeah.
just please.
Do you want to
News
hear
time,
The
yeah.
about?
episode, it's new time. News time.
New time, yeah. It's new time, yeah.
Can we put that, write that down?
It's new time, yeah.
Do you want to hear about Jeff Keighley's Game of the Year extravaganza?
I don't think I fucking do because I saw what's up for Game of the Year and it pissed me off.
I mean, because the thing is, right? There's like a million categories here, like for this,
Course.
and I'm
Yeah.
not going through all of them because I don't want to. And I think maybe just like Game of the Year, they've got Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, which people are all upset about because it's
Yes.
DLC. and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Metaphor ReFantasio. So that's like the ones they've got in there. There's only 2 in that list that I think I would consider to be.
Well, I mean, you've not played many of them, so I don't know if you can really say. Like I've not played Black Myth, I've not played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I probably won't like it. Metaphor's not up in my.
I've played half of them on here.
I'm very surprised that Helldivers didn't make it.
Yeah, I did see a lot of people commenting on that.
That's like that was a huge release this year. To not make it to that list is surprising to me.
Well, I think like it's interesting that Polygon in the at least I think James has posted. There's like the description of the category. It's like, and the description of the category for Game of the Year is recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. So maybe they just felt like, well, it's Helldivers is a great shooter, but is it the best creatively? It's weird that they would have that description for that and none of the others, but is that maybe explaining?
Rebirth.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a gorgeous looking game.
I know, but it's not. It doesn't fall into criteria that you've just used against.
Well, technically, it's impressive and creative. Well, yeah.
Technically, it's impressive.
Well, it's a really good looking game.
Yeah, but so's Helldivers. Helldivers looks fucking great, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying it looks better than
man.
Helldivers. I mean, don't blame me. I didn't do the categories. I'm just saying it's interesting that they've done that.
Helldivers did. It showed up in the best ongoing game. So going
Which
up against...
again, I think has been its weakest point. To be honest, I don't think it's. I think that initial month or 2 months when that game launched, I thought, holy shit, this is really building up a sense. And has some really interesting ideas, but it hasn't really done as much as I'd hoped it to do this year.
Have they still not put the third enemy race
I'm
in?
aware of, no.
Fuck's sake.
Which is a shame, but there may be reasons for it, and when it comes, I'll be jumping back on that. Maybe, just maybe, they're waiting for the Xbox release before they do all that, please.
Well, I mean, there's a story the other week about the fact there's just not going to be an Xbox release now.
Oh, really?
That sucks if that's the case, but
I mean, you got the debut indie game. Animal will end up in that, and then you've got Plucky Squire.
Oh, of course, Animal Well was another one that isn't on that list.
Wow.
Yeah. Some people liked it. I don't know. I didn't particularly.
I want to. So, what else is in the category, James?
For best debut indie game, we have Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, Plucky Squire. And,
okay. I mean, Manor Lords is also a bit of an odd one because that's not even a full release yet. Clearly they don't really have rules around this stuff. We haven't even got onto the Elden Ring DLC.
This is it. I mean, you look at that and say best debut indie game, and Balatro's in it, and that's also nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Whereas none of the other games in this category are nominated for Game of the Year. So if anyone else wins it, it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? I love
Pacific
the
Drive,
most
though.
anticipated game though. I
that.
love that. That's my favourite category. Most anticipated game. Death Stranding 2. Of course it is. Of course it is, Jeff.
Well,
It is one of the big.
It's all done by a panel of judges, right?
Yeah, it's not Jeff.
No, it's not. Jeff does it in his bedroom.
He is the panel.
He is the panel.
It is one of the big, and it is one of the big games that's actually been announced that we know is coming. But obviously, we all know it's going to win this category. So what's the point?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's not Grand Theft Auto 6, there's a load of old bollocks. Let's face it. Look, I don't know. This event, I think, is okay. Like, I prefer this event to the Summer Game Fest.
Absolutely.
I do still hate the amount of bullshit advertising is crammed into it, but what can you do? That's the way Jeff Keighley works and his team work. So whatever. I never put too much on to who's winning and who's losing. I'll never agree with a full list. So at least there seems to be a focal point with this sort of stuff. So let's see how the show shakes out. There's usually a couple of announcements as well, isn't there? So it's kind of worth watching.
Who do you think will be the musical number this year? It's usually
is it
I can't
always
think of
a big band?
Yeah,
Well, here's the Alan Wake 2 song last
Alan Wake
year,
2
wasn't
on
it?
last time. Yeah.
From the game?
Yeah, from games, yeah.
From a game, so it's got to be. It won't be anything from Astrobot, Balatro.
It'll be something that came out this year. I can't think of any games.
Aside
that got
from
like
Elden Ring, Shadow Tree, I reckon.
The list for best audio. They got it's going to be like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and some like orchestra, isn't it? Probably.
No, it'd be Elden Ring. It'll be something from Elden Ring, I think.
Think so?
Well, I got the impression it'd be more of like a show and dance number. Is that not what
it's
they
usually
like
quite a
doing?
show. Yeah. Who knows?
All right.
Who
I
knows?
can't think of any games that have had like a prominent musical number this year, but I'm probably forgetting.
Mario versus Donkey Kong. You know when you died and it goes wah 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 wah. That
Yep.
one. Maybe it's
Someone
just
comes
guys
out on
with a
stage and does
recorder doing that. Yeah, everyone goes nuts.
Just going back to indie games recently, like none of us played Pacific Drive because I haven't.
No, I've
but
got
it's
it
like,
on Steam.
This sounds like
I
I should give it a go.
Yeah, it looks really good. I need to play it because I was initially I wasn't sure because I thought it looked a bit spooky, but it's not. It's more just weirdness. Like it's unsettling at times, but it's sort of X-Files style weirdness rather than being out and out horror. I think so.
The categories are best independent game and then the debut indie game. So obviously last year I had all the controversy about what is indie, what is independent, and now the two categories which seem similar are also named differently.
Yeah.
Best independent game. Well, that's Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and Laser Eyes, Neva.
I don't think it matters, and we don't need to just list all the games that are on here.
But why?
Should we?
Take control of your feature, James.
Yeah, go on, James.
Oh man, I've never found you this hot before, James. Forget what I said about your Joypod years. This is your.
They're
peak.
back.
Yeah.
All right. The next story is that the Was Expo has been cancelled because the organizer has also entered liquidation. So this is according to the co-founder David Lilly. The event has been cancelled because he said increasing costs and less demand for stand space means running events is just not viable for us anymore. It began in 2022 after EGX Res ended, and now the only thing we've got left in the UK is EGX, which is run alongside Comic Con, like MCM.
Yeah, shit. And the reports from the EGX this year was that you'd be hard to find the EGX in it all. Like
I mean,
it was very much
because when it was like a few weeks ago, and we just didn't even mention it.
Yeah,
which is not a good sign, is it?
I find it wild that expos like this aren't successful over here. I think we had a good period of it where EGX seemed to be doing quite well. I can only imagine that like the way to I don't know why it's so unsuccessful. I think
I
way of
wonder it's
fixing
because everyone's putting everything now into Gamescom because that's the
Well,
big thing in Europe now.
I would just, well, I mean, obviously this is more like Gamescom is ridiculously expensive if you're an indie, or even if you're not an indie, it's expensive. Like for a stand, and also get stuff over there and paying for a stand and all that stuff. Like, whereas this more geared towards indies, and the stands still weren't mega cheap. So unless you've got something maybe coming out in that time period, is it really worth paying hundreds or thousands for a stand?
Looking at it from a business
and
point of
Gamescom
view,
costs an absolute bomb. I don't think they compete.
I'm looking at it from a fan point of view. The fact that there's enough people in England that would like to go to a decent expo, right?
Just England, David.
The UK, whatever.
You make me sick.
But we're the only ones that fucking matter. 5-0 to the England. All I'll say is that I don't know if it's greed from the organisers. I don't know what's going on. I find it wild when we've been to successful expos over here, how no one can nail this down properly. And it's not the consumer's fault. It's not them getting bored and moving off or not wanting to attend anymore. Like the last few that we went to at EGX, they were dreadful. They were dreadful. They stopped getting exclusives. They stopped getting early builds of games. There was less to see, less to do, until it got to the point where COVID hit, and it was kind of on its way out anyway, right? It's wild.
But this is why I wonder whether it's because of Gamescom. Because like I understand what you mean, Matt. Like in terms of like indies and stuff. Markets. But no, the reason I say that is because like I presume I have no idea how these events work, but I'd imagine that it's probably quite good to have like the big platform holders and stuff at these events because they must be paying a lot of money to show their stuff. And if they're no longer doing that, which they weren't at EGX, like Nintendo used to show up, but no one else did. And you're like, surely that means that maybe there's not enough there because the other the larger companies, Ubisoft and all that kind of thing, they're doing Gamescom instead, and that's where the cash is going.
Yeah, I can see it from a large publisher / developer point of view, but in terms of an indie developer, not maybe wanting to pay the stand money. I don't think they're going to go over to Gamescom unless
But that's
they
the point,
or
though, isn't it?
or then part of a larger indie stand that they have like a small presence out, or they're part of the publisher, stand over there. But yeah, I don't know, it's sad. But I mean, like this, something linked into, we're in the UK. Think about games retail. Like, there's just like what is there? It's like game is on its arse, has been for years. It's barely seen even inside Sports Direct. So we've got no games retail in the UK. We're gonna have none of these like game shows. We've got EGX. It's like for something that's, I heard, bigger than music and movies combined. It's kind of sad that it's just like we haven't really got any of these physical things. I mean, it's fine. Everyone's buying games online.
How are you putting this in front of consumers? Like, what are you doing over here to put this in front of consumers? And maybe, I mean, maybe these companies think they don't need to. They're selling themselves, and they're not wrong, because the sales of these consoles are just going up and up and up.
It's online,
and more money's been spent on this stuff. But it does feel weird that there's not a representation of games fandom in the UK anymore, and that I find very strange. Not on the high street, not at these expos,
and also magazines. Like, barely of them. It's like, okay, I mean, maybe it's just because we're old and we're used to these kind of physical events, and always magazines on store shelves and everywhere selling games. And now they're all just gone, and we're like, oh, where's our games gone? We know, obviously, everyone's buying them online, but it's just sad. Barely any games magazines in stores, barely any games presents. No games events. It's like, I just want to go and look at a back of a box, but now you can't do that.
It was so weird. The last EGX I went to, which was 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and like got to the venue, and there was all these Sonic the Hedgehog banners everywhere, and I was like, yeah, mate, EGX, here we fucking go. And then if you've never been to XL, so there's basically a huge sort of corridor down the middle, and then there's 2 expo halls, one on either side of you, and to get to the entrance of EGX, you had to walk through loads of it. And I was walking through, and I could see on this one side there was a big fucking inflatable Pikachu. I was like, oh shit, there's like a whole Nintendo bit. I saw like a load of like cool Warhammer stuff, and I was like, man, this looks great. Can't wait to go into EGX. That was all Sonic banners, big Pikachu, etc., etc. That was the licensing expo that was happening in the other hall.
Oh wow! Okay.
And EGX was another thing, and EGX was just a big hall full of screens and cardboard boxes piled up, and it was so strange. And because Sarah was there, and so I think this was on like the Friday was the first day I got there. So the licensing expo was ending on the Friday, whereas EGX was running into the weekend. And she was sending me all these pictures, like, "Oh my god, look at all this cool shit from the license expo. You should come to this." And I was like, "Oh, nah, I'm all right. And I'm sure I'll find the good stuff in EGX at some point." And then so I missed out on the licensing expo and was gutted because all I was left with was the shell of EGX.
You so walk up to the guards there and go, can we just swap the bags?
Yeah.
See, I always thought that, like when Repop bought like all of the stuff, Eurogamer, EGX, and that kind of thing, that eventually it would get like rebranded to be like, PAX Europe. Or
I was surprised that wasn't the case.
But never. Maybe it's.
I mean, would that have helped? I
think it might have done.
It feels like a bigger name because we know of PAX, but a lot of people don't know PAX, and they're like, "Why have you renamed EGX to what is PAX?" It's just
I think they made the smart, like, rather than trying to bring PAX here or buy it and rename it PAX. I think probably they made the right decision to just buy EGX and keep it as EGX because that's what we know, and it was well thought of at the time. It's just whether it's failure. I don't think it's failure from people at Repop. I think it probably is just general market conditions and what have you. But it's just never been the same for since COVID and stuff. It's just.
I wonder how things like, we don't hear it as much at the moment. Not like into it, but I wonder how things like PAX are doing. Like, are they getting bigger? Are they just as successful? I wonder if go to PAX this year versus 5-10 years ago. Are they
You hear less about it these days, don't you?
You hear less about it. And remember, they were given E3 to sort out, and even they went, nah. Not doing it.
Repop.
Okay.
Right.
It's and just to acknowledge it, it's a fucking shame, right? Because we used to like EGX for us, or Eurogamer Expo as it used to be, was a big deal for us. It meant everyone I liked was in one place for 3 days of the year, and it was
awesome.
from all over the UK. Like, it was fucking great. Like, we used to make a proper little holiday of it, or I did. And it's really sad that that's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Some other bad things. Valve has been accused of allowing the proliferation of hate on Steam. This is the Anti-Defamation League. Has said that Valve is allowing extreme content on Steam, and according to Eurogamer, there's 1.8 million what they call unique pieces have been found of 1.5 unique users and 70,000 groups that used at least one potentially extremist or hateful symbol, like copy pasta or keyword on the platform. And it said more than 820,000 avatars are also using like what they describe as extremist or hateful symbols, including swastikas and design like those designs that are based on like the Pepe meme and that sort of stuff. So the ADL said, while Steam appears to be technically capable of moderating extremist and hateful content on its platform, the spread of extremist content on the platform is due in part to Valve's highly permissive approach to content policy. In rare notable cases, Steam has selectively removed extremist content, largely based around extremist groups publicised in reporting or in response to governmental pressure. However, this has been largely ad hoc, with Valve failing to systematically address the issue of extremism and hate on the platform. So far, from what I can gather, there doesn't seem to be a statement from Valve yet about this. But yeah, this seems to be.
It's interesting, isn't it? Do you think? Would you put this down to Valve being complacent? They can't want this stuff on there. Like I don't. They
definitely seem to genuinely not care. I think they've pretty much always been this way. Yeah, they've.
Oh, okay.
It takes a lot for them to act on something, and we're talking like stuff that is genuinely illegal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, rather than just obviously objectionable. Yeah, they've always been shite at this stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Right,
Yeah.
So I am naive to this stuff then. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's grim.
Yeah, no, they need to get that shit in check, man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this in this day and age. Like,
well, exactly.
Yeah, it's awful. All
right. But there is the Half-Life 2 20th anniversary documentary has just come out.
We like them again then.
Yeah, I'll let them
off. Is that what you're saying?
No, this was put together by Secret Tape, which is part of NoClip. And has anybody watched this? Because I've watched.
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah,
I've not watched it yet. No.
Yeah, I watched it.
I just got up to the legal issues bit, Matt. Which...
Yeah, that's it's good. The whole thing is great. I mean, I saw the NoClip 20th anniversary for Half-Life 1 documentary release like some years ago, and yeah, this is great. It gets all loads of the old team members back in, and I guess like the overriding message I got from this, like not going into the episode 3 stuff yet, it's just that it felt like they were inventing or having to invent new stuff all the time, like to make the game the way they wanted, or to make it as unique as it was, or all the time, like, okay, well, how about we do it this way? Or those things are just happening by happenstance as well. And I guess that's sometimes the magic of how these games are made. Like they're doing great things with great people and making great ideas, but sometimes some of the other ideas just come as a result of, I don't know, the environment or the methods of working. It is really, really fascinating.
That was the most. I found it really interesting when they were talking about the playtesting, like the amount of time they spent just on just chucking ideas out there and then just like playtesting it and like seeing how people reacted, and how people often reacted completely in not ways that they were expecting. And there's that bit where they talk about like the buggy, when you're riding the buggy through.
Yeah, that was really good.
And they were saying like the problem with that, like if from a game design perspective, is that it's like a lot of people will not just stay in that buggy for the entire ride. So you've got to create things for them to do if they get out of the buggy as well. And he's like, as soon as you put like a vehicle in a game that can travel like a long distance, he was like, congratulations, you've signed up for making a very a ton more content. As soon as you've done that, because you've got to make it try and interesting. It was really interesting. But then, I mean, also they did talk a little bit about episode 3. And there was a quote from an engineer, David Spey, I think it is. He says, I think we were 6 months in on it and we moved to Left 4 Dead. We put down episode 3 to go help Left 4 Dead. By the time we considered going back to episode 3, the argument was made that, well, we've missed it. We could have definitely gone back and spent 2 years to make episode 3. And then Gabe Newell said, my personal failure was being stumped. I couldn't figure out why doing episode 3 was pushing anything forward. And so there was a couple of little bits of footage from it and everything, and I think what Gabe Newell said there is bullshit, because it's annoying. because it ends on I mean, what he's saying there is he's saying they couldn't think of a way to technically push things forward. For it to be interesting. Not just narratively. It was like narratively, we could have done that. But
yeah, they said now they said it wasn't story first. There's always like innovation or tech or some mechanic first, and
it wouldn't have mattered if it hadn't have finished on a cliffhanger. But like leaving it on a cliffhanger is like, and then just being like,
James,
not gonna do this. Yeah,
James, if you could press a button and then Valve announce episode 3, would you press it?
What's the downside?
The downside is, remember the last time a 2-part series that you loved ended in a cliffhanger, and then you got the third part.
I've got more faith in Valve than I've got in Yu Suzuki.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they should ever go back to it. I think they should go back to Half-Life, though. I'm amazed that series is just sitting there. It's fucking.
Well, I mean, they had Half-Life Alex. Like,
no, it doesn't count.
It does. I mean, after watching this, and like they do, just on the episode 3 thing, like in the footage, they show 2 guns that they kind of created for episode 3. One was like it shot just like these giant blobs out, and the way they're kind of like using physics and stuff to go in the environment are really cool. There's another gun which it basically kind of create ice, so you can create like an ice wall where if someone's shooting you, you were defended by that. It's almost like a bit where you could use it to create ramps to go over items and obstacles, which look really nice.
You massively need that shit.
No, but I think they just wanted they had the gravity gun, they had other things like that. I think they just wanted something else that make it different to the other 2 episodes.
That was pretty much it, wasn't it? What else did they have?
They had a big laser thing as well, the big lasery gun.
I mean, it was the implementation of physics in general, right?
That was the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was what was great about it. I don't think a Half-Life game has to push technology forward, and that's even harder to do now than it was back. Well, then it's harder to do now than it was back then. To push
their argument was that they did, though, because like they pushed technology forward with the first one, and then they did the same with Half-Life 2 as well.
Totally agree, massively agree.
Yeah, and they feel and they use VR as a vehicle for Alex.
Stop bundling that in. That is not part
Alex
of
is
the
great.
legacy.
Like
it is
occasionally,
great, but only about 50 people played it, so it's like.
Well, I think more on that.
Thank you, James.
I remember that
incredible.
Alex exists, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm not actually sure anything's really topped it yet. Like VR,
no, it's still wide regarded as the best VR game. It's amazing.
Not many, well, I don't know.
Just on this, they were saying that they plan to do episodic content where it'd be like, okay, rather than the other ones take the main game taking years, they would get episode 1 done in 1 year, episode 2 took 2 years, and then they're like, okay, we'll just come back after Left 4 Dead, as they said. But one of the other comments after this on the piece is that they said, in hindsight, we should have gone back because 2 years is nothing in game development. We should have just gone back afterwards. But they thought 2 years is too long, no one cares anymore. But obviously that was so long ago now, we would have all taken a 2 or 3 or 4 year gap for Half-Life episode 3.
Every game takes about 6 years to make now, so
yeah. But it's good. I would love to. I'm going to make.
James is so gutted. He got talked over there. He referenced Duke Nukem Forever. He was all proud of himself, and you guys carried on. He looked heartbroken.
It was a good one, and then I got talked over, but never mind. It's fine.
I mean, maybe we'll save it in the edit. But no, I mean, just on Alex, I want to see a documentary about Alex because the fact that they would like, why come back to that series and what made what they had so special they would bring it back. That I would love to see a Daniel Dwyer thing about that.
I'm sure the 50 people that played it would love to watch that.
I mean, more than 50 people played it, James.
It's all right. If it ever comes out on
PSVR 2, that you consider
it
up there with 1 and 2 though, when it was just so inaccessible.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a stunning game.
That doesn't make it any worse a game.
I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I don't know how you can put it in the league of Half-Life 1 and 2.
Because it's a fantastic game. I was just judging on that. Wasn't judging on the platform.
Wouldn't know.
All right. I don't have to pretend to think VR's revolutionary anymore, Matt.
Well, neither does Matt.
That's not going to negate the fact that Half-Life Alex is an amazing game. And I can't believe I haven't put it out for PSVR 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, next story. Hundreds of ZeniMax workers are on strike because of Microsoft outsourcing and remote work policies. So this is because of what the union has described as being a unilateral decision to outsource QA work to external teams. And the union is concerned that this is going to mean layoffs of the internal QA staff and also the ending of remote work policies. So the union said, today we are on strike. We are not afraid to do what's necessary to make sure that Microsoft meets us at the bargaining table over key issues like remote work options and outsourcing. And then Microsoft said, we respect our employees' rights to express their point of view, as they have done today. We will continue to listen
Fucking
address their
What's that, the
concerns.
Let 'em
evil
cry.
overlord quote that is? Yeah. we will allow them to have emotions and opinions.
We allow them to speak. It's that is happening. But yeah, so this is not so good. But then, meanwhile, Microsoft are also interested in more mergers and acquisitions, according to
good.
Phil Spencer.
Do you know what? The headline that you've put in here, I misread it, and I thought it said Microsoft interested in M&S.
You know what?
Don't you ruin my socks, Microsoft.
Yeah. I thought that too because it's like M&A. Spencer says. I read it as the M&S, but yeah.
Yeah. So Phil Spencer's been chatting again. Because he's
allowed out.
He is
being allowed to say more things again lately. Have you noticed?
Yeah, he's started coming out talking about buying things again.
Has he got a distinct lack of sunlight? So he's like, he's a paler. He's wheezing. Yeah,
but yeah, he's been talking to Bloomberg, and he said that that obviously Microsoft are still interested in expanding their global reach, particularly with partnership with teams in China and also in mobile. He said to reach new players. This is a great quote. He said to reach new players, we need to be creative and adaptive of new business models, new devices, and new ways of access. We're not going to grow the market with $1,000 consoles. So, you know.
Oh man, you nearly smashed that.
I know,
with the laugh, and then you fucked the last word up.
Yeah,
what a shame.
But so he's having a go at the PS5 Pro.
I don't think. Well, yeah, the PS5 Pro is a joke, but you don't have a go at Sony. Don't have a go at Sony.
Well, he's punching up. He can do what he wants if you punch up, I guess.
Yeah, but he's got to reach a long fucking way, Matt.
Well, yeah.
And then he also talks about the fact that they are creating handheld hardware, but this is many years out, as he described, and also that there will be new
Are they
Xbox
creating
stuff
it,
as well.
or are they getting a third party to create it? That's the big.
What's not happening this year? So
Well, it says they're looking at handheld and working on hardware prototypes.
it'll just be a streaming device.
Fine, but they did put a poster out that had a picture of the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
and
we'll
it said,
come to
"This
that.
is an
We'll come to
Xbox."
that.
Yeah,
We'll come to that.
Oh yeah, it's on there. Look, go on.
I don't think they should be taught because bearing in mind, obviously they bought Activision Blizzard and then suddenly they had to close a few studios, which pretty obviously looks like you've drawn the fucking eye of Sauron now. So now you've got to show that you're gonna make some tough choices. Yeah. So it's like I don't know if you should be talking about buying more, man. I don't know if that's no wonder you've got employees striking because they think they're gonna get fucking laid off. You know what I mean?
He also talked about cross-platform games, and he said, "I do not see sort of red lines in our portfolio that say thou must not." So it's basically saying like any of these games could end up on PlayStation.
So the next Halo will 100% be on PS5 or 6.
Yeah, that's why they're moving engines, right?
Yeah,
that's why they're moving to Unreal.
That'll fall out.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Basically, there's nothing now that won't be on Xbox only.
Sorry, not Fallout. I meant fucking Forza Horizon is the one that I think.
Oh god,
that moves over. That's game over. I still not 100% sure that the Unreal thing means it's more likely to come on PS.
No, I think it's just. I think that's just extra talent.
I think it's a good idea anyway, but I think it's.
Yes.
I think it plays into making that multi-format.
Possibly, yeah.
It definitely won't hurt, but I think it's also just the fact that they said there was it Slipstream engine was a joke, took ages to do things. There's more talent in the industry now who know Unreal rather than having to be on board with a proprietary engine, so it makes sense on all fronts really. The handheld thing on this, I mean, a few years. I mean, I would like a handheld Xbox, I guess, but a few years out, God knows what the market is going to be like in a few years. I mean, that's hard for me to get excited about.
Be fucking in it,
well, exactly, it's hard for me to get excited about because who knows where we'll be, and will there be an Xbox? Well, okay.
Well, I mean, if we move on to the next story, because Microsoft have revealed their new marketing campaign called "This Is an Xbox," and the whole point of this
sounds like one of the campaigns that Matt Murray comes up
See,
with
exactly,
when he's applying for jobs.
Yeah, it's clearly it's a great campaign actually.
I mean, talk about the campaign that you sent us once that we absolutely tore to pieces.
I got the job though, so it worked out.
You did. What was it called? What was the tagline?
It was for Ann Summers. It was what was that? This is no.
I think this is ...
Yeah.
and then you had something afterwards.
Yeah, it's great. I went above and beyond for that.
Our own posters where it was like, "This is mucky."
That presentation for interview went far and wide before I even started the job. So
I hear, but also it went far and wide in our WhatsApp group.
Don't care, mate. Got a job, so up yours.
So this is an Xbox campaign. According to Xbox senior marketing director Craig McNary, he said it showcases the evolution of Xbox as a platform that extends across devices with bold, iconic, fun visuals and a light-hearted tone. Launching today, the campaign will come to life in a variety of ways. One of the ways they've done that is they've got a partnership with the Happy Egg Company in the UK, and they're using the slogan, "This is an Xbox," and then "This is an Xbox." Matt, did you have anything to do with this?
I didn't. I will say I don't hate the campaign. It's more what it represents. I think I like the bold colours. I like the bold text. I like the slightly playful, slightly cringe at some aspects, but largely fine. I get what they're trying to say.
You like the light-hearted tone.
I get what I'm trying to say. It makes sense.
One of them was
this is a cat box. Yeah, I mean, some alliance I maybe wouldn't have gone for, but I generally like the concept. It's just that what this represents. I mean, this really feels like it's game over. I mean, we know Xbox is a platform. It's kind of device agnostic. I get you can play Xbox wherever you go, etc. But
it feels like it dilutes the role of the console.
This really is it. It's okay, yeah.
But there's that, and also the fact that I don't know. I think it would have been funny if they'd have released all that. This is an Xbox, and then released a press statement saying we have sold 560 million Xboxes, taking in all the sales of all the things they were referring to.
It doesn't make any. It's not. I mean, it's also factually kind of wrong as well because
because that's not an Xbox. It's a Steam Deck. Good point, James. Spotted that. Because it isn't
the point of if you want the only of those devices they're showing that can actually play all Xbox games is the Xbox. Those other things can't. You can't play on a laptop, right? You can't play all Xbox games on a laptop, right?
Correct.
And you can't do that on most of those devices. So it's they're not Xbox.
You can play Xbox games, just not all Xbox games.
Wait, hold on. You could play all Xbox Studio games.
But they are adding the functionality, aren't they? That you can play anything from your library via.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be universal. Though I don't think they're able to do that universally.
No, I think there's licensing and stuff involved.
Yeah, there's going to be licensing issues. Look, this is kind of, we're saying that this is a wild shift in the past 2 years, and I think it has been. I don't think this in particular is a wild shift from what they've been working towards. Phil Spencer had been saying for years before the evident failure of Game Pass, or at least until Game Pass started dipping and the failure in sales to the Xbox Series consoles. He's always been saying we want Xbox on everything. We want it on.
He said that since Game Pass. I think he didn't say that before.
But early doors, but early doors, right? But before things started going wrong for Microsoft, and you could argue that things started going wrong for Microsoft during the Xbox One period, which is understandable. But I think when they initially laid out their vision. The vision was Game Pass, and that you'll be able to play Xbox games pretty much anywhere, right? And I don't think this is any different to what they've been saying. I know what Matt's saying. Maybe it represents something a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know, because I think this still ties into the original message that Phil Spencer was saying before the last couple of years. So
I do think this is a bizarre thing to put out though, just before Christmas. When you're I agree.
Buy the console.
You don't have to buy that. Don't bother buying an Xbox. There's no need. Just it's.
I mean, but maybe they always see more value in actually people being on service rather than being getting the console.
Yeah, but it's a limited service. It's not like if I pick up a Fire Stick and want to play Xbox games, I can't play you can't play FIFA on that, for example, right? Or EA Sports FC or whatever.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It's not a great message, is it?
I just think it's maybe a little bit early. As you rightly say, James, if you can play everything everywhere, then it's okay, there's some more credence to that. I mean, this is very much this is we're here to stay. We knew they were going this route. We know they're going third party, basically with all the games on all the platforms. But this is hey, this is a properly public announcement of this is what is the future of Xbox.
You
It's
can't
kind of made
say
me feel a
we're
bit
dead
sad.
if we're saying everything's an Xbox. You can't say we're dead.
Yeah.
Because
as long as one person has
pointing
got
the forehead meme. Yeah.
have you got a mobile phone? Yeah. Well, then we're alive, baby.
you got an Xbox. Deal with
You
it.
got an Xbox. Can I like standing at your door with a clipboard going, so have you got a mobile phone? Yeah, well, yeah, I've got one, my wife's got one, my kid's got one. Right. So I'll put down 4 Xboxes in your house. I can put down 4.
It'll be like the
Well,
TV
no, they're mobile
licensing
phones.
people. Like TV licensing people. Like, can we come in your house? I can see I can see a screen. There's a screen there. What's on that?
Is that a microwave? Oh, that's a cat box. No? Okay.
Someone going up to your iPad and going, well, it can receive gaming content, so we're going to have to charge you for Game Pass, I'm afraid. We are going to have to charge you for Game Pass. But it's not plugged in. It doesn't matter if it's plugged in.
Our vans have got special equipment that can detect Xbox streams coming to your
lockdown, I watched the weirdest content, because everyone's
okay. Let's not get into.
I went through a lot of YouTube videos of people slamming doors in TV license.
Oh, I've done it, mate. It's great. It's a great feeling.
Really?
That's because they're social distancing, David.
So since we had Isaac, I was like, okay, we are actually just watching BBC stuff loads now. Like CBeebies is invaluable. So I was like, so then I started paying for the TV license. But prior to that, I basically I just found out that they have no right to come in your house whatsoever. They just rely on bullying.
I can certainly enter the house. I can't.
I really like BBC, but I think the TV licensing people are scum.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? But it's just so funny when they knock on the door. They go, "Hello, TV license." They go, "No, thank you," and just shut the door. There's loads of videos of that, and it's just funny as they go back to their car, like they walk down the path. I don't know. It's just I know.
Never mind the fact they've been fined several times for just lying in their adverts and stuff.
Yeah,
the sorts of thing about the kit in the van that can detect TV signals was always bollocks.
No, it's bollocks. It was always bollocks.
Unbelievable.
But I pay for mine because I'm an upstanding citizen.
I don't know. Am I right? I'm happy to pay for mine because of all the amazing services that BBC provide.
That's it. Yeah, it's like I pay for it because BBC
I wonder
is
where
good.
Matt's interviewing for next week. Jesus.
ITV.
But it's like you pay because the service is good, not because someone knocks at your door and demands to come in your house.
No,
legal right to.
That happens. Yeah. Be angry.
Yeah.
All right, is that it for the news?
We
covered that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Xbox.
This is an Xbox. It just made me feel a bit sad, actually. Just made me feel like, where's Xbox going to be in 5 years?
Any different to what they was working?
No, I know it isn't, but it's like it's just another. And I know this doesn't tell us anything new, but it just makes me think. It's not the Xbox I grew up with as a child. It's just not like
1 more month before I just need them to announce everything's coming to PS5 as well.
They won't do it this year. They won't.
What do you mean everything? They're not going to do that between now and Christmas.
No, I think you're all right, James. Honestly,
you've only got 20 points this year.
I think you've got about 20 points.
Usually the scores every year is like 0, 0, 0, 0.
On Video Games Chronicle here, I've noticed a news story that James hasn't included, which is that the PS5 Pro owners are complaining that some Pro enhanced games actually look worse. Didn't include that in the news, did you, James?
When was that?
Goes against his own narrative.
What about all the reports that the PS5 Pro's really loud? What about those?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Loads of complaints about that. Yeah, apparently it's really loud. God damn it, Sony.
Still like one.
Do you want to talk about it now? There you go. Look, so PS5 Pro owners complain that some Pro enhanced games look worse.
All right, so is that it?
Cool.
For the news?
Thanks, Sean.
What you've been playing? Let's get on to what you've been playing. Thanks for the news, James. Well, there's quite a few games on the list, but nothing ridiculously new. So if you want to fast forward, that would totally understand.
No, we're talking about one new game this week.
Yeah.
What?
Lego Horizon Adventures.
Yeah. Of course. Sorry.
That's a big release.
Top of the list.
Yeah,
so that is the big release from Sony this week. Lego Horizon Adventures, but it's not just so. Is it a collab or is it literally just they've licensed? That Sony not involved at all?
It is Guerrilla Games.
Well, it's a Guerrilla Games IP.
Yeah, it's Guerrilla Games, but I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Their logo comes up when you boot it up.
And
how many hours
also their game is in it. So.
yeah, that's true. I've
only played this for about 2 hours because I played it on stream last Friday and I played it with Asher because I thought it'd be nice to play, because I read all the reviews about this where everyone was saying like, oh, it's it's not great, it's it's who is this meant for and all that kind of thing. Well, I thought, well, he's never played any Horizon games, but he has played Lego games, and I thought maybe this will be more suitable, to play through with him. And we played it for about an hour and a half, and I mean, we played it for much longer than I was actually anticipating, but he didn't want to go to bed, so he was quite happy to just keep going to avoid going to bed. But yeah, it's not very good. It's the problem. I mean,
no, I've put in a couple of hours with Isaac. He really likes it, so I'm probably gonna have to carry on playing it, whether I like it or not. It's just like, obviously, we could have guessed that this wasn't going to follow the TT Games mold, which I always liked, which was like Lego games you would play through start to finish, and then you would then go back as other characters, and there's other puzzles you could figure out, and there's the hidden stuff. And I mean, they kind of sort of strayed from that with the later ones, I think, didn't they? But there was always cool hidden stuff to find, and
and
this
that's what's
is
missing.
Yeah, that's all gone. This is do the levels, fight some monsters, listen to some bad dialogue. I don't like the dialogue, James.
It's really, I mean, the jokes in it don't land at all. I don't think. And like,
give me an example of one of the jokes that don't land, James.
No, I don't even remember, because by the time we got about an hour in, Ash was like, "Can we just skip these, please?" And we were just I was just like holding the skip button, because it was just they were not great.
Son.
Yeah. So the half the jokes are just the narrator like occasionally breaks the fourth wall a little bit, or says things that are a bit silly when he's like a stoic, deep voiced man.
Yeah.
So like, be like little things like, "Oh, and that's how I got this narrator gig," or whatever, and it's like, "Oh, shut up, man." That's funny.
That's alright, isn't it? I mean, not funny, but it's hard, isn't it? I don't know.
Because it is Ashley Birch doing Aloy still, right?
It is, yeah.
She does her best. She fucking does her best with the material.
Doing a different performance as well, because in Horizon it's like really sort of like serious, and this is terrible things going on. Yeah. And in this it's like a bit more sort of like,
Yeah, and it is really fun to hear like her doing like a completely different take on the character. But it's just like it is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just so you're just going through areas fighting monsters, and
it's like
getting cultists.
It's the lack of like you said, it's the lack of there being any feeling that you really want to explore, because there's not really anywhere to explore.
You can't. Yeah.
There's no puzzles. Really, which you do in Lego games. There's always been like simple puzzles or whatever that you can go through. There's nothing like that. The scenery and the environment is like, it looks amazing. Like it really does look
beautiful.
It looks wonderful. But I mean, one of the things that's always been fun with the Lego games is like how destructible things are as well. Like you can smash stuff up. There's very little things that you can actually like smash up and get the what are they called, the studs. Yeah. There's hardly any of those, and it's all it is basically, as Sean said, it's just like you go through an area, you do a battle, fight some things and get some power ups or whatever for that, and then have a bit more exposition on the story, and then back to the same thing again. There's so little variety there, and it's just a shame, because as I said, it looks brilliant, it looks really nice. It's just a bit repetitive and a bit dull, and I don't know. I'm not entirely sure who this is for, because I said to like Asher, like after we were playing it, I was like, "Does this make you want to feel like you want to play like one of the Horizon games?" And he was like, "Not really."
Surely it's only really for Horizon fans.
But then why would they be playing this?
But then, most Horizon fans would not be interested in this, because it doesn't have any of the things they like from Horizon. I mean.
Well, but it's got the characters. It should, I assume maybe it's like
no,
Horizon.
But it's got rubbish versions of the characters.
Yeah, and also, but there's the key thing that is in Horizon, which is good, that I enjoyed, is the exploration, like, and like particularly like with the tool necks. Like one of the things that's cool in the game is that once you get onto one of the tool necks, this like unlocks areas of the map and everything, right? But the key is it's like a puzzle on how to get up to the top of that to then activate it. It's the same as like the Assassin's Creed kind of
they're not going to do it in this kind of game, though, would they?
Yeah, I don't think you need that in Lego games. The Lego games that
but what's bad about this is that there's just a level where it's like, oh, there's a tool neck, we should get on it, but it's just a completely scripted. Like you're just walking through a level, and then you reach this high point, and the tool neck's just stood there. I'd rather you just didn't put it in, to be honest.
Yeah, I think what my point is, like, I've played a lot of Lego games, and I think, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that maybe you've got this wrong. It sounds like this is a bad Lego game. The things that I love about Lego game is the collectibles. You want to be building stuff as you're going around. You want to be building up your whatever you're collecting. You want to What was great about my favorite Lego game that I've played with the kids is Lego Incredibles, right? And that was because you had a hub world that you could build up by collecting stuff and building, and then you build like Woody's house or whatever, or you'll build.
There is some of that, to be fair. You're building stuff in the village, aren't you, James?
You can spend like your studs or whatever on like different versions of the houses and stuff.
Okay, so it has got that stuff in, right? But is it all related to? Is it all related to Horizon though? Because there is part of me. Well, this is it. Like with The Incredibles, it wasn't all related to The Incredibles. It was across the Pixar universe that you were building and collecting stuff. So I do wonder, like, it's like, Sony, look, sit down a bit, Sony. Like, Horizon's all right, but it's all right.
But it's sold tens of millions of copies, isn't it? Like, it's a popular franchise.
Because
it's a popular franchise, but it's not a varied one with loads of recognizable things that you want to collect, right?
No,
unless you're really into it.
And it's like, this is one of the things, because somebody was saying, like, in the chat, like, does this follow, the story of, like, the first game? And I'm like, I've finished both of the Horizon games. I don't know, because I don't remember those stories, because they're not very memorable or particularly interesting, and neither are many of the characters. The only characters I can remember from the game was Aloy and Silence, who's the other technology guy. He was, but the rest of the cast, I don't remember who any of these people are. And it's like, oh, you're meeting this guy.
Sounds like a you problem, James.
Don't think so.
Hey, I'm Sam. From the second game, remember me? Remember me, Aloy? Remember I gave you a bottle of water.
But it's what you're saying. It's like it's not very memorable. I don't think these characters, particularly, and so
no. And you can play as there's loads of different costumes you can put on, but they don't denote different abilities in any way. They're all the same. They're just skins, which is kind of rubbish. I don't know. It's not offensive in any way, and obviously, we should not have expected it to be like one of the Lego games we played before, because it's a different dev. I'm not even sure if TT Games are doing another Lego game, because we don't know what they've been working on since
Skywalker Saga,
which was good, right? I really like that.
Yeah, it was decent. Yeah, it was decent. That,
but I don't think it sold as well as they hoped, right? Because it seemed to be discounted everywhere.
Massively delayed. Had issues, didn't it?
Well, it completely missed the new trilogy of films, didn't it? It just shot past all three of them.
But you can still see, can't you, with this? It's like, Star Wars. Star Wars Lego makes sense. Marvel, that makes total sense. Like, Pixar makes total sense. Horizon. Yeah.
Well, obviously, there's not enough references. Obviously, with Pixar, with Marvel, Star Wars, there's so many things they could pick up on and reference and have in jokes for. Is it really just that the IP doesn't interest you and is not really enough anyway?
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't play the first, did play the second. The graphics were the only thing that really kept me going. That I was blown away by the fact there was a zero character arc for Aloy at all. But it was fine. I stuck through to the end. But I wouldn't be able to recall too much. But it's interesting if they do this for other games. I'll play Lego Last of Us. If I decide to do it with other IP.
I should acknowledge the Lego tall neck is sick. And if there was Lego versions of more of the dinosaurs, robots, whatever they are, 100% I'm on board with that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know.
All right, okay.
But Isaac, why does Isaac want to keep playing it then?
He likes it because he just runs around shooting things, and it's an easy.
Because he's a child, Matthew.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I think it works. Target audience nailed.
I'm not this is far from who cares? It's for kids. Do you know what I mean? It's not like fucking Race with Ryan or whatever. It's like, no, this is insulting. Like you think my kid's an idiot. Nowhere near that.
No, that's true.
But part of me is like, Isaac's just enjoying this because he's 7.
Doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
I'm still disappointed that he can't race as Ryan's dad in Race with Ryan. I think that just Ryan's dad.
Because he's counting his money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that kid is not seeing a penny of it. Right, is that it for Forza Horizon? That's good.
Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon.
Ironically, had a much better Lego version.
I should just call it Horizon Dawn. That's
yeah, you should do. Yeah.
Anything other than that, James, Mario and Luigi Brothership. Has that improved?
Yeah, I mean, I've played a fair bit more of this now, and I have begun to enjoy like the way that the game is laid out. Like the combat continues to be fun, and it's largely because the complexity has been like dialed back from previous Mario and Luigi games, so it's much more just based on like timing, button presses at the right time and stuff. But the load times are still a problem. Like I don't know if you heard about this, but loading in fights is kind of crazy.
Oh, really?
Really.
So not even like transitioning
during
areas and
the
stuff?
fight?
No. No, not during the fight. Like when it like loads up, when the fights load in, it takes, you get like a splash screen and everything. But you know that you're in trouble when the fight is over and there's another splash screen and it has like tips and everything on it, coming up. And that's a bit of because the thing is like the volume of fights in this is quite high. Like they're coming like every couple of minutes. So you're like it's. I mean, it's not like Skies of Arcadia crazy of like like every few seconds it's like you're being attacked. But it's it does get a bit sort of wearing. But the slight problem I've got with this that I'm a bit worried about is I'm 12 hours in, and I feel like I should be coming to an end at this point because it feels like it's building to something, and it feels like I've kind of explored all the sort of the options that they were going to go for. But apparently I looked up, and I'm only about a quarter of the way through this, and I'm really worried because if each area follows the same structure as this, it's really going to wear out its welcome, I think.
And just stop playing it.
No, play something else, man.
But no, I am enjoying it. Like at the moment, I am enjoying it. But
that's
why.
Season, James.
So
park it.
So you're enjoying it,
yeah.
And there's gonna be you're only maybe a quarter of the way through.
Yeah, and I'm worried it's going to
get
boring.
That's an issue.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, like, I'm just worried it's going to become like it's going to become a grind. To try and get through, because if there's like another 30 hours of this, that'd be madness. That's what I'm worried about.
You'd still fucking play it.
Still get finished.
Still,
it's
stuff like this always makes me think of Okami. Which just was so funny because it this whole thing where it was like it sets up this entire story, and then you get into like hour 15. It's like, oh, this is wrapping up. This is weird, and then it turns out that's like the first quarter of the game, right?
Yeah.
And every player was either like, holy shit, this is brilliant, I can't wait to do more of this, or are you fucking joking? I'm putting this down right now.
I thought Okami was like universally loved.
There's plenty of people who are like
university loved. Yeah,
that's an episode title.
I tried going back to that not so long ago on Switch because like it got released on that, and I don't think that game's aged very well.
Do you think? I'm trying to remember because I replayed it for Kane and Rinse as a plug, and I thought it held up then. But
you don't even plug them.
That was probably still like 8 years ago or something.
All right. Okay, the next game that I want us to move on to is Life is Strange Double Exposure, which Matt, you finished episode 1?
Yeah. Because last week I said on the show that I had chosen the wrong choice when there was a choice about what happened to a previous character.
Before we get onto that, Sean, when are you playing this? Because I'm now worried.
Yeah, also... The other thing, Sean, please play this because Rachel wants to play the second episode.
Whoa!
What?
Right. So you know how on the day of the podcast recording, I listened to some old podcasts just to, we were talking about Double Exposure coming back, and or coming out, and you were like, "Oh my god, Rachel, Life is Strange is her life. She loves it, and she's so excited about this new game. Why hasn't she played episode 2?
Well, she hasn't played it because she wants to talk to me about it, you see. And so she can't until I've played it. I can't play it until Sean's played it. So
Sean.
Well, obviously I didn't know that. So
Sean, you absolute shithead.
Oh,
fine,
total.
I'll do it this week.
You're gonna do it this week?
I'll do it this week.
Because we've got to talk about it. There are some things about that I want to talk about.
So
but go on, what do you
think, I thought you... Well, I did horse last week, but also last week, so I hadn't quite finished it last week. And then I realised I was basically like literally about a minute or two from the end. When I got to the end, it was incredibly abrupt. Anyways, I basically had to play the whole episode again.
You played the whole episode again.
Yeah, because I'd made that different choice first time.
Did you change any of your choices other than that one?
No. All the main ones are the same. Yeah.
I bet it's way quicker though, because you could just like.
Well, no, I thought it would be. You can't skip like conversations. I thought it would be like, okay, B. I was trying. I couldn't.
Yeah, you can do that, can't you?
I was trying. I couldn't. I was like, surely I'm going to whiz quiz like half an hour. It wasn't the case. But I did think, David, you specifically were going to pull me up about something this week because I had a really busy week last week, and like most of the days I wasn't getting home until like 10 o'clock at night for work and other reasons. And I played this game in like 15-minute chunks, and I thought you were going to say,
man of the night.
No. I wish it was that exciting. It wasn't that exciting.
What time's he getting home? It doesn't matter.
10 o'clock.
He's got work and other things. He's a man of the night. Go.
Because I was basically playing this every night for like 15 minutes, and I thought you were going to say, Matt, have you gone on and played episode 2, 3, and 4 or 5? Because it's on every night, and I thought you were going to say, "What? How are you still playing the first episode every single bloody night?" But no,
you know what? There was part of me that was like, I just want to invite you over for some Call of Duty, but I can't handle the rejection. There was one moment tonight, like in this week, where Jay and I were playing Call of Duty, and I looked on my friends list, and you were playing Double Exposure, and I just went,
still,
"Oh, we could invite Matt," and then I went, "Oh, he's just going to say no, and then I'm going to feel sad." So I won't.
Yeah, I would have, because I was desperately trying to get for his bloody episode, but it's done now.
Well, I thought you were going to say, I would ask Matt, but he's got work to do, so he can crack on.
Well, yeah.
James went, you know what Jay said? He went, well, don't bother him, because he's a man of the night.
Jay would have said that, yeah. But yeah.
Sean, could
please play it.
Shit
all right,
because we need to.
I'll sort it.
I want to get that bone, the spoiler cast recorded.
What's stopping you, Sean?
I don't know, because I feel like there's just not been a lot of buzz around it, and it's feeling a bit like
a chore.
We've fucking agreed to do.
No, because well, yeah. I mean,
it's Life is Strange.
It's less about that. It's about us.
And it will be fun going through it with you guys, regardless.
It's about getting the boys back together. That's what it's all about. That's what I'm only doing this for the spoiler cast, not for the game.
I don't say this often, Sean.
No,
but had it been me, you, and Matt that had done it, and we were waiting for James, the shit he would have got. The shit he would have got.
No, that's fair.
Also, I've not lost the irony in the fact that Matt has played episode 1 of Life is Strange Double Exposure twice, yet hasn't played Star Wars Outlaws once.
No.
You've got to get on that, Matt.
Brain was
Game of the Year show.
There's a double.
No, I don't.
He's had double exposure to episode 1, hasn't he? He's played it twice.
He's a man of the night. That's all that's going through my head at the moment, and I can't get it out of my fucking.
Apart from that, I've also still going through Echoes of Wisdom, but in slow chunks.
Are you
really?
I don't know. Just. I don't know why I'm playing it.
What's a bad game?
I'm going away this week. That's a bog now. I'm going to take my Switch, and I'm basically going to get that hopefully finished.
Cool.
I'm only really saying that like that now because I know Scientologists in the chat always goes, "I liked it." I liked it. But
speaking of the chat, Phil Wallace found my Kane and Rinse episode about Okami, which was actually 12 years ago. Fucking hell.
Didn't you say it was probably 8 years ago?
Yeah.
No.
Thinking, that's like an impossibly long time ago. Couldn't be any more than that.
Jesus, Harry didn't exist.
Oh.
And he went to the Houses of Parliament this week. That's how weird that thing is. Holy shit. All right. My favourite thing, do you know what he told me when he got back for that? There was a man dressed like Donald Trump doing dances outside, and he had to get moved on by security. And I was like, you have had a true lesson in UK politics there, my son.
That is British democracy right there. That is
manifest.
Yeah. Jinx.
Okay. Okay. So you're done with Life is Strange. Good. Let's have a quick catch up with Call of Duty Black Ops because that's basically all I've played. Sean, you've got it down.
Yeah, finished the campaign.
So did I?
Good, isn't it?
It would be if I took note of characters a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
Has someone
I
right?
text you, didn't I? I was like, who was that guy at the end? No, I don't know. It's a bad guy.
Yeah, no. The problem is, as someone that's played a lot of Call of Duty campaigns, right? And you, James, you will relate to this. How many times does it chucks about 20 characters with like Hunter, Spice, you know, it's like it's all names like that, and you go through them, and you will meet 5 characters in one mission, all with these generic sort of names, and then like Sport, Scout, oh, it's Tricker. You know, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you go, I don't need to put any brain capacity into this. Because they're
matter.
either dead or we'll never hear from them again throughout this thing, right? Yeah. And the problem is, at the start of this game, you meet like 10 characters, and my brain's conditioned to go, don't worry about them. And it turns out 2 of them are really important for the plot, and there's like a massive plot twist that I didn't even know happened.
Oh, great!
Because what's so funny about it is like the player character as well, right? Because you watch like the opening cutscene, it's like, right, here's a team, they're all getting bollocked by some guy from the CIA, and then like, oh, we're gonna fucking go, and then you start playing, and you're like, oh right, so which one of the people in the cutscene am I then? None of them.
None of them.
Like you. You play as this character who's like who literally, you know, there's like one mission where you can see them from like a third person's perspective, and they're just wearing a full balaclava, right? Yeah. They never speak. They never no one knows who they are really, other than they get the job done, right? They're fine. Bearing in mind they're in like a sort of paranoid, who's leaking information situation. No one questions who you are. There's then and no spoilers, I'm not going to be specific, but there's a mission partway through where it just turns out that your character is actually really involved in what's going on in a way that you would never see coming. And then at the end, no spoilers, something pretty significant happens, and the next cutscene, no one mentions you ever. Like,
there's that. And also, it's like what you mentioned, right? Is that cutscene right at the very end of the game, and you were like, "Who was that?" When I watched that, when I was playing it, you'd have pissed yourself. When I was watching it, my brain went, "Is that me?"
See, I've played it as well, but I've only got as far as, you know, the level. I mean, it was in the trailer anyway. The one with the motorbike at the end, where you're like,
"Oh Jesus Christ, that's right at the start."
Yeah, I've not played very much of it yet.
I mean, play it; it's brilliant. It's really
so good.
Fun,
like, I know
it does some really cool stuff.
Like I know it's been taking the piss, but it's so clearly like Raven just being like, let's just fire out every idea we've had for the last 10 years. And it's as quickly as we can. Like, it's great. It's such good fun.
Can I
but
just
yeah,
ask,
but there's just so much of it. You're just like, what?
Yeah.
What?
But does it become more interesting than there's a mole inside the CIA?
No. Don't play it for the plot. Don't play it for the plot.
That's really tedious.
Do you know what you should do? And I recommend this. This is my thing. I don't do this for games, apart from Call of Duty. I sit there with the Wikipedia open and the plot section, and I just read it as I go through, as I'm playing the game, and it gets me because usually it's so generic, and I think this does a better. This is almost as good as the one where they're all in the prison, James. Right?
Yeah.
Which was, I think, that was probably the best narratively told Call of Duty in the past 10, 15 years. Right. Whereas this, I think, falls slightly shy of that, but only because you've been conditioned to ignore a lot of shit when playing Call of Duty games, and actually that shit is quite important in this one. I think that's where the problem is. But as a campaign, it's just really fun to play, and it's got some cool ideas and does some interesting things. So, as I say, there's one level in particular, which I think you were referencing to, Sean, where you're like, what? This isn't even a Call of Duty game anymore. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
But it's pretty cool. Yeah.
On that motorbike level, James, was that the one we sneak into the black site?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you do all that stealthily? Because I love that level.
Of course not.
Oh.
He was like, we could do this stealthily, or you can go like loud. And I was like,
oh, it's really fun to like work out, the routes and go through it systematically room by room. I thought it was class.
I do like that you all, as far as I can tell, always have a choice Like it really doesn't matter at any point.
No,
if you want to. Okay,
I don't. I think there are sections.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. There's the bit in the water where the bit in the water. Like I just shot everyone in that.
Yeah,
bit. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Right. Have you played much of the multiplayer?
Only a little bit more. I got play of the game. It was
Rubbish.
It was. I got a fluky grenade throw, and then found 3 people facing the wrong way and shot them all. It's not impressive to look.
I've had a few. I've had a few of those. I love the multiplayer. I think it's excellent.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely blown away by how much of a difference it makes when you play with someone that's decent. So Chris is a lot younger than us. He's a lot better at first-person shooters than us. And my word, whenever I'm in a party with him, it's just unplayable. It's like old COD where you're just like, you're spawning, you're dying, you're spawning, you're getting sniped across the map. It's like, fuck this. The moment he goes, we're match made with people like, what's it called? The old Codger server is what Al calls it. Can we go on the old Codger server now, please? And it just feels good because it feels like you're competing again, and it's a lot better. So I was quite surprised by that. I bought the season pass.
Me too. Surprised myself.
Fucking awful, isn't it?
Yeah, what a mess.
It's really, really bad.
I mean, for starters, the pricing of it, because obviously you can't just buy it with. You don't buy it with real money. You buy it with COD coins, whatever they are.
COD coins, yeah.
And it's like, oh, you can buy 1,100 coins, or you can buy 2,500 coins. The battle pass is 1,400 coins.
No,
or there's like a special version of the battle pass which is 2,500 coins.
No, I paid 1,100 for the battle pass.
Did you?
Yeah, definitely. I bought 1,100 coins, and the battle pass was 1,100 coins. 100%.
Because that's what I remember. I looked at it and was like, "Oh right, so they're basically making you buy the higher tier of coins."
I thought they would do that, and I was surprised that they didn't. But no, it was.
And it wasn't the fact that one of you had earned some COD. You hadn't earned some COD coins, no?
Real bunts.
How much did I pay in real coins?
Yeah.
I don't.
Mine was like £8.
It wasn't loads. It was
10.
like 17, 18 quid, something like that.
Oh really? Yeah. See, mine was £8. I paid £8, and I got the thing. The only thing that I didn't get is the 10. What is it? 10 level bump you get. From
so I got that.
Version.
But obviously immediately I'm just like, right. Well, I don't know what any of these 10 things are anyway. So
do you know what?
Honestly, I feel so old looking at the menus and stuff in this game. I don't know if you're the same.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? I you know what shocked me the most about that battle pass is that like the first 4 items are shit, really shit. Then one's like a color of a gun that I'll never use. And then there was the main thing on that first page.
Sorry. What color was the gun?
I can't remember why.
Well, it's a color of a gun I'll never use. Or as in like in terms of like in terms of level.
The gun.
Yeah.
It's like I'll never use a brown gun. I'll use a brown gun.
no.
Blue, brown, M16. Let's go.
But the big thing at the end of it was 2 different types of things that you could add to the gun that I do use, right? And one of them was like just different colors. The other one turned it into this big flaming gun thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go for the flaming gun, definitely. So when I finally got to that tier, it was like, right, here you go, you can either get the color of the gun, but you can pay to upgrade for the fire gun. And I was like, hold on, this is part of the battle pass, what the fuck?
It's I understand that by buying a battle pass I'm not buying every bit of extra content in the game, but I feel like I'm still seeing so many options for things. It's like, oh no, you got to pay even more for that.
Yeah, you got to pay more for that. Here's your battle pass, but no, not that, not included. It was really strange to see that. And do you know what pissed me off? Is that this week I bought 2 other battle passes because I'm a mug, right? I bought a battle pass for Fortnite for Harry and a battle pass for Fortnite for Charlie, right? Because you could do one, you got to do the other, right? It was, absolute mug. But when I see what they get for their battle pass in Fortnite, I go, well, fair enough. You know what I mean? Like, I remember my nephew asking for skins in Fortnite, and they were like 20 quid. And like my boys have like unlocked loads of skins already in this Fortnite battle pass, like, because that's part of the thing. Whereas like this, it's like I've got a little charm for my gun. Is that it? Like, all right, I'm getting characters, which is decent. But everyone's that character anyway, so it's you know what I mean. It doesn't make you feel any special. Yeah, the battle pass in Call of Duty is fucking shit. I mean, I'm glad I bought it because I'm playing it so often. So you know, it feels that because I've got it on Game Pass, it feels fucking they're earning enough money. I don't need to justify that. I just thought I'd be getting better stuff for it.
Yeah. Speaking of that, have you seen like this $30 or £30 like skin that people are hating, and they hate it so much they want to pay money to not see it? It looks like something from Destiny. It's like it looks like
there's loads of weird shit.
Like green flames, and looks like a a weird
gun
Destiny
is
skin.
Doing my nutting. I'm getting killed so often by that. But funnily enough,
that's £30 on its own, or $30. But
all that stuff shows up when I'm playing with Chris. At the moment he goes away, all those people go away, and you barely see them. Like, it's good being shit at COD because you just everyone's a generic character with a generic gun. Like, they're not very good. You know, it's great. I love that. Also, I've never understood what the obsession of Nuketown's like, and I'm going to piss a lot of people off here. I fucking hate Nuketown. I think it's shit. I think it's a shit map.
I was playing Nuketown the other night, and there's the vehicles on the road. There's like a truck, and then there's a big bus. Is the bus supposed to be invisible? No, thought not. I'll send you a clip. I was playing a match, and the bus, it was like the windows were still there, just floating in midair, but I could see through the bus, and I was just like, I'm gonna get reported for fucking aim hacking soon because I'm shooting people through the bus. Like, it was nuts.
And I'd say that everyone's cheating at that game anyway. But like, I was sitting there and just going, it's like, I can't imagine like a real COD hardcore fan going, well, I'm not playing it. I will not play this shit until Nuketown is in it. and then this, you know how before a game starts, you get an option, you get three options that you can choose from. It's usually one map on a game mode, one map on the same game mode, or random map. Right? The amount of times it's just said Nuketown, or random, and then random wins, and we're playing Nuketown. It fucking kills me. I hate Nuketown. Everyone, like, I can't imagine anyone.
What did Nuketown ever do to you? But you were there when it first came around, right?
It's annoying. It's just fucking annoying. It's annoying. I mean, maybe I enjoyed it the first time around, but I don't understand why it's got this amazing reputation as one of the best maps that everyone's excited about.
But yeah, I don't see why it's
too tight. It's certainly too tight to play any of the objective-based games. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just grenades going everywhere. It's a joke. But anyway, yeah, I still love the game with every fibre of my being. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Can I talk a little bit more about zombies?
Oh, you still playing that, are you?
Yeah, well, I don't think this was in at launch. I think this is something they've added, where there's now what they call directed mode. So when I was talking last time, I was saying right, so you're in this town, you're moving through these areas, you have to you kill zombies, you get money, you then spend that money on upgrades or unlocking new bits of the map, right? And you're sort of progressing through, and you're having to manage every wave of zombies. The ticker goes up by 1, they get stronger, you get tougher zombies. So you're constantly thinking, right, how do I spend my money? Which upgrades do I get to make sure I'm not going to get fucking murdered in the next round? So directed mode, what that does is, it gives you strict objectives to get to. Like, right, you need to get to this bit of the town, and you need to do this. And there'll be dialogue for it and stuff. There's a bit of a story. But crucially, what it does is there's a cap on each area. So when you first spawn, the first area you're in caps at round 3, right? So it'll keep spawning rounds of zombies, but they'll only be as tough as round 3, right? So if you're playing with mates and you just want to have a good time, just fucking rinse that first area for a little bit until you've all got top of the line guns and stuff, and then move on. And then as you move to the next area, it's like, right, now it can go up to level 5, 7, 9, So that's really cool. Definitely recommend trying that. I mean, it does very it's very clear on the menu. It's like, this is where you start. Like, don't go on free for all mode or whatever it's called. Start with directed mode first. So yeah, I'm really I've played it with strangers. I'm really looking forward to playing it with mates now that that's in the game. Yeah. Always been a big Call of Duty fan.
Always been a big CODer.
Said it.
Yep.
You've always said it. You had the t-shirts and everything, didn't you?
Well, there's no people can't shout at me now. It's like when occasionally Dave's like, "I fucking adore this indie game," so you can't have a go at him. And now you can't have a go at me either. It's fine.
Is that the way you think? Is that where your brain goes when I enjoy an indie game?
It's just funny, isn't it?
Well, there's always a little bit of truth, isn't there? There's always a little.
Oh, he likes some of Sean's games, does he? He likes a Sean game.
Stepping on my turf. That's what you.
He'll be on FIFA next.
Well, he was on FIFA. He did a stream. Did a stream series and quit.
Mastered it. Moved on.
I don't ever go at people for quitting streaming, Matt. Jesus.
Yeah, but I just want that back.
Yeah, so do we, mate. Come on.
Just quickly, Ben's asking in the chat, does COD have random pop culture tie-ins for its skins and stuff? I don't think it. I think Warzone does, right?
Not yet. I don't know. I don't think
Black Ops is all just more characters that it acts like you're supposed to know they are.
We had an argument about this the other night, Warzone, because John wanted to play it, and I was like, I don't want to play Warzone. And he said, why not? And I went, I just hate the fact that, you could win your place back in the game. No, if you're out, you're out, and let's move on. I prefer that. Because Apex Legends started that.
If you're out, you're out, let's move on.
Yeah, but no, that's the way. Like, I hate the fact that I can kill someone in a Battle Royale game like that. And all they've got to do is win in the gulag and come back. Like, it just does my nut in. Like,
yeah, it was an interesting new mechanic, though. At least they mix it up compared to all the other,
But it must work because everyone does it. Like, Fortnite does it now where you can revive people.
Okay.
Yeah. Apex Legends, not
in my day.
No, not in my day either, mate. But yeah, I don't know.
So you got
anything else?
Haven't you, Dave?
Sorry, mate. Yeah, no. Do you want to do Zelda first before I finish my lot?
Very briefly. Because we were chatting about Echoes of Wisdom being a bit disappointing and stuff.
Yes,
and I said
and then Ben said I liked it.
He did.
I like that game.
And I was saying the other week that it occurred to me that I've played a lot of 2D Zeldas, but I've never finished any. So I thought, fuck it, that's a little project for the old Miu Mini. So I started playing Link's Awakening. I'm not going to do the NES ones. But yeah, it's fucking great. So I've been playing, so Link's Awakening DX, which is the Game Boy Color re-release.
I had that on my purple see-through Game Boy Color. Man.
It had the extra dungeon, doesn't it? It's got the color dungeon, I think.
Right, okay. I'm on the second dungeon. I'm in the swamp or whatever it is. Yeah, of course it totally holds up, right? Like the having to switch items is a bit annoying. But obviously, I understand the Game Boy only had 2 buttons, so what are you going to do?
That's right. So you had your attack button and you had your item button on B, but you had to press start and then switch out that item button, didn't you?
Yeah. Or switch out the sword if you're feeling brave. But yeah, which when there's a boss where you want to be able to hit it and use your shield and occasionally jump. That's a lot of pressing the start button and going into the menu and But yeah, no, that's having a really nice time with him. Looking forward to that just being a thing to have on the back burner, and then then I'll do Link to the Past and.
I've got the saddest story about playing that game for the first time. I've got the saddest fucking story that I can't tell on the pod really, but.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's great.
I'm getting very upset about my youth gaming feeling further and further away. Is that really? I really want to bring you down, everyone. But that is one of the big moments in my life. I remember sitting with that see-through fucking Game Boy Color and with Zelda Link's Awakening DX on it. And that really fucking hits me in the stomach, that. Just remembering that period and when, life was all right then, actually. And it's not anymore.
I do that all the time. It gets
But you couldn't turn it off and then quick resume it later, could you, Dave?
No,
on a piece of hardware that costs £30 from AliExpress.
And that's the real quiz.
Exactly. We're winning.
Don't look back there. I look forward.
I've got the cartridges in front of me though, Matt.
Look the other way. Face the other way. Turn them around. Bin them.
Shit, maybe I need to play this.
I still think it's great. It's I liked it.
There's little irritations, obviously there's stuff you can't pick up until you get the power glove or whatever. And fuck me, it will remind you of that every time you're anywhere near a rock and accidentally press A. And it's like several pages of dialogue going, "Oh, you can't pick this up. Maybe when you get that." Yeah, I know.
Did you play Link's Awakening on Switch, David, or not?
I did briefly, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of the style of it, but also the
technical issues, wasn't it? It was
technical issues
Yeah,
were really
was a
annoying.
bit. I
I've
still
just seen a
enjoyed it.
picture of the fucking golden manual that it came with. Oh
Yeah.
my god, this makes me feel sick.
I remember playing it on the original Link's Awakening on my massive brick like Game Boy, the first one. It was.
Did you have one of those things with a magnifying glass? And
yeah.
I know you
Game Boy, Game Boy Light.
Daddy, I can't see the screen. Don't worry, little James. I bought you a magnifying glass. All right. So I needed to get out of this. Could you see I was slipping into a hole? I needed to climb out of it.
Yeah, and the only way to do it is to mug James off.
Have a go for me, yeah. Okay.
No, yeah, but you're a friend. You're supposed to be.
Yeah,
right.
take it.
Yeah.
I've got a few more to talk about very briefly. Walkabout Minigolf, still playing loads of stuff on that. We did Round the World in 80 Days. We did Upside Town that we've done since the last pod. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I can't quite get over how this game isn't the most successful game of all time. Obviously
it's
the
doing well enough,
itself.
right? Yes. The fact they're still putting this DLC out and it's always £3 or whatever ago. They definitely could have raised that if they wanted to a long time
I will
ago.
buy everything they release because it's brilliant. It is it's stunning, and they're still planning to bring out more.
Yeah, God, yeah.
There's no Walkabout Minigolf 2 on there.
I really want to know if they're doing something Christmassy because that'll be fucking amazing.
I'd love that, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'd love that. I mean, me and my mates, we play it probably once or twice a week. Mm-hmm. We only do one round. We did 2 a little while back. It was just too much. We're loving it every time we play. Mm-hmm. That, poker, and Super Hot VR are 3 of the most incredible VR games.
Yeah, Super Hot VR is still incredible. I had a friend come around to mine. It was this year, but he hadn't really done VR since I last brought the PSVR 1 to a holiday we had like a million years ago, and we could go play it then. But I was like, yeah, Super Hot VR still feels incredible and still is one of just such an incredible VR game.
Yeah, it's the absolute best. Astrobot, I've gone back to that because we're doing time trial stuff. I'm currently in a battle with in-betweeners actor Blake Harrison, who constantly sends me videos of him beating my times, so I send him back videos of me beating his times. James, have you beaten any of my times yet? Because I think you have.
No, I did. I beat your first one ages ago, and then you went back and you beat it. And so
okay.
But I went back
just when you were showing me the monkey one, I thought that you were trying to beat all of my times, and you couldn't beat that one.
I just wanted to, because the one from last week I hadn't done, and so the one with so I did that one.
It's the weakest one. The last one's shit. It's not very good.
The last I haven't even finished the level yet. It's so annoying that motion control stuff. It's awful.
It's the monkey climbing.
Oh right,
mechanic,
yeah.
And it's just not very good, and even worse when it
it's a bit fiddly, isn't it?
Yeah, even worse when it's doing for speed running and stuff.
I haven't tried any speed running levels yet. I need to get on that.
Give it a go. They're good fun. There's that one that I don't like, and I don't particularly like the one where you inflate as well. Yeah. I don't think that's very good for speed running.
It's the last 2, I think, are not that good. The ones,
but the others are fucking
fantastic.
Yeah, the others are really, really good. It's such a shame that they felt they had to be tied into some of the power ups, really. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so back to that, and finally, I played a bit of Antstream Arcade. I don't know if you heard of this, Sean. You must have.
Yeah, it's the retro streaming service, isn't it?
So I don't know if this is known by a lot of people. I think it's just on PS5. I could be wrong. I don't know much about it.
Sorts of things, isn't it?
It's on Xbox, iOS, PlayStation. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
According to the website, it says Xbox. Yeah.
Okay, I got sent a code for this. Antstream Arcade. It's mainly Amiga style, like Amiga era games, as a way of playing retro gaming by streaming. So it is, like on live, or I could choose a more recent example, really, but like it's like Xbox Cloud or whatever. But just for these arcade games, Amiga games, and it does the right thing. It does the right thing and doesn't just go, here's a library of loads of games that you could just stream wherever you want. It also puts the effort in to try and pull out a game, like a game every 2 weeks or something to try and highlight, to try and get people to play. It also does the stuff that technically, a little bit like Nintendo Championship Edition or whatever you call that fucking game. It also does stuff like that where you can get medals for doing tasks on a certain game. So it's like, we're going to start you on level 3. You're not allowed to lose a life. If you get this amount of points, you get this medal. If you get this amount, And so me and Charlie played that for a fair bit and really enjoyed it. But I just wanted to give it a shout out because I don't think it's like massively well known. And actually, it's pretty good. The only issue I've got is that the library does seem limited. I thought it was supposed to be like this massive library. It doesn't really feel it when you flick through and when you're browsing. I played a bit of Zool. That is
from the Nth Dimension.
Yeah, that is not a good game. I remember loving it as a kid, but it's really fucking bad.
Just on the Antstream website, it says it's got over 1,300 games.
Yeah, so I don't know how they're presenting it then. Well, I don't know because I'd love to play that again. And actually, I went looking for that. Yeah, I do. I don't understand why you hate James Pond so much.
It's not held up well at all.
No, probably not. But for the
James Pond 2.
The games that I played was that RoboCod.
Yeah.
That was a good one. The ones that I've played are Zool. I played New Zealand Story. Oh, it's great going back to New Zealand Story. I love that shit. And then there's a bunch of others that I played, but in terms of presenting you with stuff, it has a lot of like you go down by genre and then you scroll across. So if there is that many games on it, a lot of them are behind a menu that I haven't seen yet. And I really need to look into it a little bit further. But the challenge game this week was absolutely fantastic. Can't remember what it was called, but it had some fucking banging music and it was really good fun to play. So I think you can buy like a month's worth of access to it or whatever. I think it works like that. So I'd say if it does sound interesting, then definitely give it a go because you will find a bunch of games. Yeah,
I know because it's not just arcade. It's like they've got NES games on here as well and like all sorts.
Game Boy and stuff.
They've got NES games on there.
Yeah. 64. Atari Lynx.
So I can play NES games on my PS5.
Yeah, but they're not like Nintendo ones. They're like stuff like Star Wars, for example, for NES. Yeah, and stuff like that.
Noah's Ark.
That's pretty mad. I need to find that option then to unlock all those games because I could not. It didn't feel like I could just scroll through a huge list of games. It felt like it was giving you a very select amount of games per genre.
There's a NES game here called Totally Rad Magic John in Japan.
Magic John in Japan.
They've got the like Sam and Max Hit the Road and stuff like that.
You'd love this, James. You would love this.
Yeah.
You love it. Definitely check it out. It's really good. I'm playing it on PS5. Antstream Arcade. It's decent, man. Fucking decent. Right.
A not semi-ish related. Sean, are you still playing UFO 50?
Do you know I haven't, and I do need to go back to it. It's that thing of like it's so daunting that like I was really enjoying it, but then the act of because there's been stuff that I've not enjoyed so much on it, and then some stuff which is really good. You know, when you're knackered and you just want to enjoy yourself for an hour before bed, it's like, what if I put something on UFO 50 and it's one of the ones I don't really get on with, and that's my evening? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's so much. I mean, I haven't played it. I've just heard people talk about it, but it is tempting. But I'm like, how many hours do you dedicate to each one to make sure you're really giving it a good go? When there's like another 50.
Yeah.
So okay, well, I'm gonna play these now.
Yeah, some of them are short and they're not designed to be played for a long time. But unfortunately, that's how you end up with like, well, I will just put Call of Duty on actually, because that is more or less.
I always want to enjoy myself for an hour before bed. 100%. That is top priority, isn't it? It's healthy, if anything. It's healthy.
Yeah, no, it's good for yeah.
And that's what we've been playing this week. Should we get into questions, Sean?
Yeah, go on then. If you want to send us a question, if the bloody website's working,
Well,
go to TCG.
it was working. And then I changed
Oh,
it.
no. Oh,
It's such
Then
a
I- then I
shame
changed-
Blue Sky.
because
Then I changed our Blue Sky handles, and
yeah,
it's
it
all
was
gone
such a shame
wrong.
because I was fucking buzzing that you got that sorted. And
So was I,
it
and I
just-
am. But it's
and it
just
felt
like,
cool. But yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's
not
annoying.
happening. Go to tcgs.co/dear TCGS. Farmer Palmer says, question for Matt. What's the name for a wooden bar or frame by which two draft animals, such as oxen, are joined at the heads or necks for working together?
Quip.
Fuck's sake, that's the yoke, Matt. It's called
Yep.
a yoke.
No, I when I saw this, I was like, I didn't know what. I don't know. I had to Google it, and then obviously found out the answer was yoke. I was like, I couldn't even tell you. Pen? And I was like, pen? Is that a pun? And then anyway,
Did
the
I
answer's
tell
yoke.
you what I found out about oxen this year?
Go on.
Is this another one of your interesting stories?
is a
Do you remember what
brilliant
happened
fact.
last time?
From the
An
people that
ox-
brought
an
you.
ox is not like it's just a cow. It's not like a different breed or anything. It's just a cow with a job. That's what an ox is.
Cow with a job.
It's a cow it's a cow that is used for pulling stuff, like like fucking farming
Okay.
equipment or trailers or
Okay,
whatever.
but a few-
That's an ox.
Penises.
Okay.
A cow with a job.
A cow with a
Wow.
job. Cow that pays. A cow that has an NI number.
God, that cow's
Um,
already got one up on Matt, eh?
Oh, that's true though.
I'm just having a look at this.
Tough
Sean.
It's a tough marketplace, Dave. You know, you really gotta. You know.
I guess you'd just be on the cow, Matt. I'm afraid. Sorry.
Wow. Sorry, James.
I was just having a look at this, Sean. There,
What's
there
wrong
is
with friends
another
not being a
difference
twat to me?
as
Yeah.
well. It says
Go on.
oxen are commonly castrated adult male cattle. So it's the
Right.
castration is the thing. It's to make them.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it a
less
different breed
aggressive.
of animal, James.
Actually,
but it
sounds,
does,
it sounds like I'm more of an ox then.
Is that to make them focus on their work? Like, what's
just
It is. It's to make them less aggressive. and more
Otherwise, they'll be,
focused,
you know,
yeah.
thinking about the
I got more aggressive after mine, if anything.
castration?
No,
Yeah.
I'm joking. It wasn't really.
No,
a
'cause it wasn't.
Well,
castration,
it didn't go well, did it?
No,
It was
it went,
complications.
No.
went very badly.
I did nudge his arm when he was doing it.
Well,
though.
that's why you should have
well,
done
there
that.
you go.
Why'd you do that?
You know, my
Very fault.
recovery was really bad compared
Yeah.
to normal. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it might have something to do with that. Because I told you, because I.
Why'd you go for a high five
Because I was
during
not,
the
I wasn't.
procedure?
I was laying down with my arms by my side and thought, well, this is a bit weird. So then went to put them behind my head. And when I did that, I knocked
Why,
it
like,
off.
That's a bit showy
I
off
better
isn't
make
it?
sure I look cool
It
while I'm
wasn't.
having
It's
my
just like,
dick.
yeah, but
burn.
otherwise, I'm just
Hey.
sitting. Otherwise, I'm just laying down with my arms.
Well,
stretched
that's
out
better
beside
than-
us. No,
I don't know. It's a bit.
So are you saying you nudged him
Hey.
while he was doing it, or that you annoyed him and he was like, right, I'm gonna
No,
fuck
he
this
was
guy's dick
while
up.
he was doing it. While he was
Okay.
literally in my ball bag.
Okay,
In the
Alright.
ball, in the ball bag.
in the
Okay, come on.
In it.
We-
Just
let's
running around.
move on to
Oh,
another
yeah,
question.
I always forget that James freaks out about this.
I don't like it.
just because someone's inside your ball bag.
Your experience of this put me off ever wanting to do that.
It was
Like, it's-
fine.
It
And
was
it's
not
all
fine. Are you
Yes, it
joking?
was.
Are you joking? Saying
It
it's
was.
fine.
I had like a week of pain. And
It's
that
more
was
than
it.
a week, David. That you
Yeah,
were
it
going
Was
on
it? It
a
was
week,
about a
wasn't it?
week.
It was ages you were going on. You were saying, "Look at these massive. Look what's happened
at this
to these."
picture
and all
of it.
that.
Look at
was
this-
awful.
Yeah, look at this
At
man
no
inside
point
my
did
ball
I say,
bag.
look at what's happened to these. That,
No,
that did not happen.
Dave, you shared a picture and he's like, look, I'm like a finger puppet. And with the surgeon.
It was.
It was
5
disgusting.
5 days to a week, and the rest of that stuff was all because I had other medical issues picked up because of it.
Exactly.
you
It's
go.
like I don't.
but-
James
No,
just
James,
doesn't want to know
well,
about
that's-
his medical issues.
James,
He
that's,
just
a,
wants to...
that's a good thing. It's a good thing that they found 2 hernias.
All I
It was-
remember was you, no. All I remember was you going on about the bruising and the insane amount of bruising that you.
What's wrong
had.
with a
the bruising was
bruise?
bad. The bruising was bad.
It's largely passive, isn't it? A bruise that's already happened.
Yeah, the
Jack-
bruise on your balls is a different...
Right.
Well,
okay.
no,
look,
I've
let's
been
talk-
there, Sean. Trust me, I've had all sorts of...
Listen. Sorry, I'm
We can
really
do that
sorry,
for fun.
listeners, but
You should be.
Matt, can we do a Patreon show where you explain to James what operation you had to go through in that?
Yes, I was
area?
going to say, because someone's
that's
been in
more
my bollocks
interesting.
as well. We should do that.
I had
Yeah,
mine
that
done when I was a
lot
kid.
more. Yeah, but
Okay,
this
so
is-
so 3
but-
people are being our bollocks, but no
but
one's being
Sean,
James's bollocks, and you're slagging us off.
Yeah.
Matt's story is next level.
Bad.
Like
Oh, well.
it really is something.
I mean, I've got multiple stories actually about my bollocks, so
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
which one?
Can we do the next question, please?
Okay, yeah, sure.
The next question comes from Sam Sautepan. It says, hello to Sean specifically. I laughed out loud when you said in episode 427, shouldn't you guys be reading books? I've actually barely had time to play games for the past few years because I've been obsessively reading fantasy and sci-fi novels. I've even started a YouTube channel about them. Reading for the channel and then video production for it takes up most of my time, but I really love listening to TCGS, as I find that you lads are really good at letting me know when I need to make the time to play something, and I just love the bants. Long way around to get to this, but do any of you have any books you love that you'd like to recommend? If they're fantasy or science fiction, I might even read and review them on my channel.
The Holy Bible.
Yeah.
Amen to that, brother.
Yeah.
The good book. I mean, that is
That's
end of.
why they call
Fact.
it the good book, because it's a good book.
Yeah.
No, it was just based on the reviews at the time.
Oh.
Can you put the Bible into Metacritic?
Metacritic. You said that. You said Metacritic
I
so many times.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's a
You
hard
can.
word to say.
You should read
Yeah,
it on
I've
the
heard.
website.
You can. Right. Good books. What book would I?
I've got two. It's I've said a million
read
Are
times.
we
lot,
allowed
right.
books with pictures in? Because they're the only ones I can read.
I recommend Playboy. The
Jesus.
one book that
Yeah,
always
read
sticks
that.
out that I loved when I read it, and I was proper gripped. Was what was it? The Curious Incident with the Dog in the Nighttime.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was fucking brilliant. I know I'm really disappointed that I never got to see that live. You know, they made a theatre adaptation of it, and I never went to see it, and it only lasted about a week.
Did it? I thought that book was huge.
Yeah, it won a
Was
Booker
it?
Prize that year, didn't it? It won a massive.
No, I'm talking about the live that they turned it into a West End show.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't
So
think
I would have thought that would have run for quite a
Yeah.
while, but yeah.
I don't think that usually
Guess not.
translates really, but Only Fools and Horses did well. That ran for a couple of years, so swings and roundabouts. Matt,
Yeah, one the two I always come to are The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I thought that was
I
stunning.
found that way too depressing. Man.
Yeah, but I like depressing
I got
stuff.
about halfway
So
through it, and I was like, I can't handle
yeah,
this.
the way it's written. Although I haven't read his other books, but I thought that was like specifically for that book. But it turns out that's just how he writes. But it's just like sentence structures all over the place, and it really works with the, post-apocalyptic kind of nature of the book. And and I do, and like 1984 by George Orwell. I've just loved it and think about it a lot. And
All the
yeah,
classics.
I don't read as much as I used to, unfortunately, and I've got
Got a
books,
life, haven't you,
plenty-
Matt? That's the problem.
Well, no.
This is-
No, it's actually my attention span. It's a nightmare. But
Yeah, no,
I just don't read as much as I used to. I mean, and I read okay, yeah, but I guess they're my two favorites. But yeah, that's it. Does 1984 get a bad rap? Did you make
I
someone
think
make sounds?
It's a bit A level, isn't it? It's a bit.
No, but
Yeah,
it's
probably,
Still,
but I
it's
just,
still
you know-
important. It's still an important book.
Yeah.
I like Of Mice and Men. I recommend Of Mice and Men.
Have you read Catcher in the Rye? No. I haven't.
Actually, I actually read that a couple of months ago.
Oh yeah,
'cause,
really good.
Yeah, it's very.
How do you find the time, James? At that point, you're probably like completing 16,000 RPGs.
No, I just because I have to read for work anyway. I mean, I didn't have to read that for work, but
Bossman's holiday.
you just
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's the problem with if I recommend books, most of the books that I've read recently, they're books.
They're
that I'm
your
reading.
own.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they're books
I
I'm-
recommend my own books.
Yeah. No, it's just,
I never forget when you said you'd
Okay.
written a book and it was finally available to buy, and I was like, "Oh, do you know what? I'm going to support him and buy it." And it was £400, and I went, "Well, fuck that."
you can get it in paperback now.
How much?
Yeah, what is that? 350.
No,
Yeah.
it's not that much.
You don't get it. It's not. Is it
Can
not
I get on
Audible?
Prime?
Yeah. Do you want to go? Have you done the audiobook version, James?
No.
Oh,
I-
yes, please do that.
Say, look, I've got all the kit. I can do it. It's
See, I don't know which ones are yours. There's one that's
Oh, yeah, I've searched
don't-
James Fowler on
please,
Amazon, and there's some
please don't
great
start going through
books.
stuff.
Creating Healability, the ultimate
Nice.
guide to enhancing or optimizing health in any excessive pain-ridden and unhealthy
Yeah,
world.
Sounds-
patient testimonials by Dr. James Farley's this year, James.
That's not me, though.
The
I don't,
Patriot
because
Guard
the
by
last
James
time,
Farley.
Last time we drew attention to this stuff, you got listeners trying to be funny and leaving reviews.
You're
on his
absolutely
Amazon.
right.
Which I really would rather people didn't do because it causes.
Well, unless it's
problems.
5-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd take 5-star review, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, he's changed his tune. He's changed his
look,
tune,
like
ladies and
Whatever
gentlemen.
you want, as long as it's 5 stars.
Yeah.
You can buy it, David, on paperback for $39.99,
Oh well, there you go.
Fuck, that's still too much, though.
or the
isn't it?
Kindle edition, $37.99.
Will it go? Will that Black Friday? Will there be a deal, James?
Probably not. No.
Can you give us a promo code?
If I get a copy, will you sign it?
Yeah, sure.
Should we be? Let's be signing. Let's be selling signed.
Let's be signing, please.
Please be signing copies we sell on the website.
James, can I just quickly open up the group chat? Right, I'm just going to post a picture of one of them in there.
Yeah.
And I want you to
Great
confirm whether or
podcasting.
not this is one of yours or not, right? No, there's a reason for it because.
Don't say great radio. He'll hate that, Sean.
Is this one of yours?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, £127 you want for that? You fucking. That's.
Is it a first edition?
It's £127.
That's not. I know, but there's academic books are like this. It's like, hang on, it's
what a fucking rip-off.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an amount of people. Make it low price for everyone.
It's sold to libraries because you're fucking ripping off libraries.
No, but again,
£120 for a book.
You can buy.
That's why libraries are closing down.
I don't set the prices.
Yeah, you
can buy
offer.
that one also in
Taylor
paperback.
Swift.
You can buy that in paperback as well.
Oh, that's surge pricing. Was it on the book?
Wait, hold on. So the paperback is 40 quid. The hardback is 120 quid. So the cover is £80 difference, right?
Listen,
Cost.
you're
Book
talking to the wrong person here. I have no idea. I don't
Talk to his
set
agent.
Your
Agents.
name's on the fucking cover.
Talk to his agent, David.
Talk to the publisher.
Yeah, okay, get him online now then.
Let's get him on the show.
Yeah, ring him now. You got a number.
I have no control, and I
Patreon
make any money
bonus
off
show.
it either. I make no money off it either.
Do you know what's brilliant? It's £127 and it says 6% off. RRP £135. What a Black Friday deal.
A signed copy would be like 600 quid.
No, it's like academic books are like this. It's like they cost ridiculous amounts of money.
The Kindle edition.
It's $37.99.
Are there pictures?
The Kindle edition. So the digital download of the words is $37.99.
Yeah, because that's
you've
how much
never
books
said
cost.
anything. If you collect all the words you've said on this podcast, they've not been worth half of that. That is outrageous, James Farley.
I don't have any control over this. I have zero control.
That's
over
why
how
James
much
is loaded.
this cost.
Your name's on the fucking cover, son.
And I
Yeah.
don't make
He's
any
loaded
money
because he
off
signed
it
a
either.
film deal with Netflix.
You don't get any royalties from the book you've
I
written.
do, but it's so
Oh,
small
so you
that it
do?
doesn't
Okay,
matter.
so you lied. Okay,
So
fine.
You lied.
You
No,
lied.
but it's literally.
I only
like
get
about
£100,
15
Matt.
quid every 2 years or something. It's nothing.
Oh
There's
my God,
nothing,
they've
is
got
it?
I wish we could talk about this because they've got an about the author segment. Oh,
Surely Patreon
No,
bonus show
please
content.
don't.
No, he doesn't want to go into it, does he? But my word, I'd love to.
I'll
I'd
publish
love,
a book,
I'd
I'll be
love
all
to
over
do the
that.
Patreon bonus show. We read it. Page.
Yeah, dramatic readings. We'll get the publisher on. We'll complain about the price to them.
Yeah.
I love it.
We'll
The
workshop
audio-
sequels.
The audio
Stop
book's
mocking my
480
work.
quid.
It's not
Yeah,
fair. No,
sorry,
no, I mean,
you're absolutely right.
You're a
There
published
you are.
author. We're idiots. Well, I'm an idiot.
You're absolutely right. The problem is we can't mock Matt's work anymore. Go on, next.
Doesn't have any.
Oh,
I didn't. I was not going to.
another
it out.
dig
You
there.
did
If
not
you're
need
waiting for
to-
the Sean dig this week, that's a drink, everyone.
Sean, you did not know. Like, I
took a week
implied
off.
That bit. You didn't need to say that bit.
Fucking hell, Sean
These
Bell.
people didn't get it.
Yeah, just to re-drive it home. I think I got it, Sean. I think I did too. Okay.
Yeah. Have you not heard, man?
Okay. We need to wrap up this show. Come on.
Wrap it up.
Eskeel, so a bit of feedback. Really enjoy all the parenting talk on the show. It's an aspect of life that's really scary in general, so it's a great relief to hear about your experiences. Also, my favourite member is the yellow jumper and beanie Sean wore on stream about a year ago.
Yep.
Questions. So these are quick fire ones.
Was a strong.
My dinner date stood me up today because she woke up at 3 p.m. hungover. What's your worst date story?
It's dreadful.
That is that's red flag city, isn't it? If she's sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. What should I'm too hungover to make it a really good one. Let's meet up at another time. Then I'll be like, whatever, But,
waking up at 3 p.m. though. That's...
well, if you've been out since
Yeah, that
like
is a red flag.
five, we've been out late. I don't know.
3 p.m. Matt.
Some people are sleepy.
Older though, Matt.
Some people sleep. We don't know how old this person is.
Okay. Worst date stories. I mean, mine was on a Patreon bonus show, so I can't really go into it.
That sounded like
I
the
know.
best date. You talk about the cinema.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one.
Sounds like a
Fucking
great
hell.
date, mate. Oh, you're probably-
Jesus.
That was an
Yeah,
all-time
Christmas
comfortable
did come
situation.
fairly.
Yeah, I've told my one as well, but it was when I was watching because I didn't do much dating. I don't know if you could tell from the eyes, but I've not done much dating. And the one date that I had with Joe that was a bit of a disaster was when I thought I'd pissed myself in a cinema, but it turns out that I had Bell's palsy and I was just dribbling my drink all down onto my lap. So that wasn't a great day. That one, Matt. I bet you've got a million of these.
I don't even know if I have actually. All my dates are really good. So
really good,
okay.
really good.
I mean,
I was gonna say great, and then I thought,
James?
just downgrade.
I mean, mine have
good.
been amazing. I always smashed it, so it's fine.
I bet you
Oh,
did.
let's not get crude, James.
Dark
I beg your
horse,
pardon.
You did what? Fucking hell, James. Have some decorum.
That is one
That's
of the most
disgusting.
bigoted things I have ever heard.
What are you talking about? You always smashed it.
I mean, you're
It. Jesus Christ, James.
I was not. That's outrageous.
her.
Well, you said it.
I meant the date.
That is unbelievable.
the
Well, we
dates.
know you're
We
talking about the
know
I know
date.
what
date.
you're talking about,
Yeah,
James.
we know you smashed the date. Jesus Christ,
man.
James. That is out of
His red
order.
little head. 130 quid for a book, James. You are taking the fucking piss. Does each
Would you?
date end with you trying to sell a book for 130
Yeah.
quid?
Slams out on the table. Then the book. Sean.
Would you kill and clean the animal for Christmas dinner yourself if it was the only way to eat it? I'd offer
Yep.
salmon or turkey, but not a pig.
Yeah, no, I'll do all of them.
Would you? Do a
Would
lot.
you cook and clean the animal?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
yeah, like a turkey or a chicken or something, fine. But I don't think I
Really?
could do a pig either.
I don't know, man.
Too big.
Yeah, but I absolutely do not want to kill an animal ever in my life. I don't ever want to do that. But if it means turkey for Christmas, yum
Yeah.
yum.
Fair point.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's upsetting
it'll
subject,
taste
but
better knowing that you did it
Oh,
yourself.
see, that's actually made me feel sad now because our vegetarian listeners and our vegan listeners are going to go, oh, fucking, why are you making jokes of this?
Yeah,
sorry.
And
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
aware that
but
my stance
also-
on meat is massively hypocritical.
Yeah,
Like
I'm terrible with it.
Like
as well.
I do. Obviously, it sounds a bit survivalist when people say like anything you eat, you should be willing to fucking kill and prepare yourself. I do sort of get it, right?
Well, Haribo.
Because it is a bit hypocritical, right? To be like, well, no, I don't want to know about any of the process from start to
Yeah.
Yep.
finish. But,
Yeah. Okay.
what food?
I'll have
didn't
chips
you-
instead.
What food didn't you like as a child, but you do now? Mine are Brussels sprouts and celeriac.
None.
There is
No?
no food I don't like, basically.
No,
Even
I'm
when you were a
very.
kid,
I'm-
though. There's nothing you turned away
Well,
as a
I
kid.
remember not liking rice pudding because I got ill once, but I'm sure if I had it now, I'll probably like it. And I don't like black pudding. I think that's probably it.
I think that's fair enough. Black pudding is, just fucking fried blood, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you're allowed to
Whereas
not like that.
poached blood would be fine. Poached would be great, but not fried.
Scrambled blood. I've kept the same eating habits I had since I was a child. That's it.
Okay.
So rusks and
Yeah.
Pizza, burgers, love all that.
Yeah.
Bacon,
Okay.
crisps, and sandwiches. So
perfect
that's
little
about it.
perfect little diet for little baby David.
If I could spend the rest of my life eating everything in baguette form, then I would do that. What about you?
I do love a baguette. French bread, my word.
Have you ever had a massive baguette just with a load of scrambled egg on it?
On it.
Yeah.
In
No.
it.
In it, on it, whatever. Well,
I'm in it.
In it,
On
like,
it.
Split it down the middle and then sort of part it.
Wait,
and then-
there are way better things to have in a massive baguette than
Oh, it's
scrambled
nice,
egg.
though.
I don't know, it's all right, but I wouldn't be high up the list. Bacon
Right.
would be above that.
See, I'm not a massive bacon guy.
Cheese. Do you like a tuna melt?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I love a fucking tuna melt until they go, but what about sweet corn in it? No,
No.
don't.
Oh, let's get
Just
some
stop.
red onions. No.
Oh no, I don't mind a red onion. Don't mind a red onion. A little bit of texture, a little bit of taste. Like, don't mind that.
Texture, yes. But, yeah.
A little bit
Taste,
of crisp.
no.
Crisp though. Lovely old job.
My actual answer to this is broccoli, 100%. I always used to refuse it as a kid. I don't know if that's because it just wasn't being cooked very well. It was only as like a grown adult I learned how to cook broccoli properly, and it's fucking way nicer.
See,
Brocky's
I
nice,
have
yeah.
that with aubergines
Mm.
because I had those when I was a kid. I hated those
Mm-hmm.
because my mum used to just boil them, and it's gross to eat it that way. Whereas now, and I still have that kind of reflexive. I don't like them, even though when you taste it in something that's been cooked really, like nice sauces and all that kind of thing, it tastes really great. And then, but I still have that kind of like, actually, I don't wanna eat that.
Oh, it's so funny you should say that. I think I'm really bad at eating veg because when I was at primary school, we were all tasked with making a vegetable soup. And I remember having it and going, that is foul, and I think that put me off veg for life.
I think just people didn't know how to cook veg properly in the 90s. So I think it's
No, they just boiled it, didn't they?
It was like,
Yeah, that's the
boil the
problem.
fuck out of it. and then
Wet
there you
and
go.
horrible.
Is Matt properly fit? I haven't looked into it. I don't know if
No.
he means exercise.
No, in both.
wise or
No, in both ways. But
physical attraction.
Take your shirt off, Matt.
Definitely in the
Take my
best
what?
shape out of the
Shirt
four
off?
of us.
Shirt.
no, that's bonus show material. No, I haven't been to the gym in like a month, so no. I mean, with all the stress of life, I have
Oh, a
not been at the
month?
gym.
I've not
That's
been
one thing
to
that
the
really-
gym in about 20
Well.
years.
Yeah, that's one thing that really
Right,
puts
just-
me off. Get the idea of getting in shape. Is that, you know,
Go
when
on.
people are like, "Oh, I've been ill."
Is it Sean? Is it all the chicks?
It's yeah. I can't be doing with it.
Add me.
When people are like, "Oh, I've been ill for like a week," and like, "Oh, and I've been back to the gym, and I can't do anything I used to be able to do." I'm like, "You're kidding me? Like years of work and a week can just fucking ruin it." It's
Yeah, hell
probably
yeah.
not that extreme, but yeah.
I mean, if you're running lots, when I was like, honestly, like 3 days off, you're like, I've just forgotten how to run now, have I?
I can't do it anymore.
Ridiculous.
Did James go to public school?
No.
Okay.
So he says.
And did Dave ever have a rave phase?
I don't
We
know
all did when
what
it came back
rave-
in 2007, didn't we? You know, klaxons,
What?
etc.
Yeah.
I never liked raves.
Didn't like new
Right,
rave?
Okay, couple of things.
Yeah.
I don't like nightclubs. No, I was never a fan of nightclubs.
Yeah, they're grim.
What is a rave?
Doesn't rave technically
Mate,
have
you
to
give
be
it
like
a big
illegal?
Yeah, because that's what I thought. But then you
Yeah.
see adverts for raves.
Yeah.
So what's a rave?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what definition of a rave is.
We're not
Well
the
then,
people.
so
Look
give
at
it
us.
the
We're
fucking
not the
big
people
then,
to be
mate.
answering this question.
I did go to a MySpace rave, and Kelly from Block Party was there, and the police shut it down. That's
Blimey.
still one of my favourite stories. It was. I mean, this
They were
to show
more
my
of a
age.
fan
It was
of the rave.
arranged. It was arranged on MySpace where he had to follow his page, and then they gave out a number at a certain time, and he rang the number as a voicemail saying it's behind a Texaco garage. I think it's like in East London. And no, it's like Dave. Like there used to be a pub called like the Old Blue Last. I think like Vice, or I think it's a Vice or another magazine that did stuff like the old Blue Last.
The old
Sure
Blue
it's-
Last in to shoot.
I'm sure it's Shoreditch or some part of East London.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shoreditch is
Yeah, there's basically like a big old warehouse behind his Tesco petrol garage. Yeah, Ken Block Party was there. Me and my mate Andy went, and we got there late at night, and then we were there all night, and we got the first train home. Although obviously the police shut it down, so we're waiting in like Victoria Station for like an hour or two. But yeah,
See, I saw him
that's-
DJing in Brixton, and it wasn't a rave. It was just a nice pub where he was DJing. Like that, I don't know.
well,
I
no,
hate
no, you
fucking
say he was
hearing
there
that
as a
shit.
patron, not as like a because it's a rave. It weren't.
Oh, right.
No, Matt Morley, shy was not involved in that one. That's one of the few things he wasn't involved in.
Yeah, it's never been a thing for me. It has never been a thing for me. I just.
I
too
talked about
much.
when I went to Sonar Festival in Barcelona before, and that's like
Oh, nice.
daytime. Yeah, it's fucking lovely. So like daytime stuff is like in this like really nice sort of art center, and it was all the sort of music I like. And then there was the nighttime stuff where you get on a bus and you get taken to like an aircraft hangar somewhere out of town. And yeah, I wasn't as fussed about that side of it.
That's a shame.
But that's my problem. You know what I mean? Right, quick
Also,
one from
I
Phil.
think I think a big part of why I wasn't into raves and I never really got into dance or
No.
R&B music. I was always into like rock or indie and stuff like that. It's just it's not rave material, is it? That so
No.
yeah, it's never my thing.
But I go into like house and the hard house and funky house at uni because it's just I don't know, we all just did. As well as also the rock stuff. But yeah.
All right.
Let's end on a quick one from Phil Walters. What country would you like to visit that you've not been to before? Additional hard mode, you cannot say Japan.
Oh, that was the one.
It's got you.
Shit.
Got you pegged.
That is the one.
to
That's the
speak.
one that I really want to go. I've never been to Italy, actually. Italy would be the one,
Oh, yeah.
I think, for me. Never been to Italy.
Italy's nice. I can't think of where I've. Well, I mean, yeah, it would be Japan. I've been to Hong Kong.
You can't say Japan.
Not
Oh, I
allowed.
can't.
Okay,
I'm
otherwise
gonna-
I would have said Japan.
I
gonna
would like
say-
to go to Canada and do the train that goes from, what is it, Toronto to the other side of Canada.
Canada's a great shout. Haven't been there. Been to America. Yeah, Canada for snowboarding for sure. Yeah, Canada. I also want to go. So is it Toronto's also voted like one of the best cities on the planet? And
Really?
is it Toronto or
I don't know.
Montreal? It's one of them, isn't it?
Who voted for that? Someone that ain't been to London.
I think
James,
it's like, you know, safety, etc., etc. You know.
Oh, it's
James,
Vancouver. Thank you, Phil.
This has got to be hard for you because you've been to all of them, haven't you?
I've been to
Sick of it.
quite a few places, but yeah, I
Think
think
I
I tell
travel,
you,
boy.
I travel.
travels.
I travel. Yeah.
Oh, here comes Vancouver. Come down the motorway. Yeah.
In all seriousness, one of the places I really would like to go because I'm just really fascinated, again for historical reasons, is I'd like to go to North Korea. I absolutely I'd love to go.
That would be.
When we lived in China, I used to try and persuade Chen to say because there was tours that you could go on, like from where we lived, like you could take like a tour into the country, and yeah, I've always wanted to do that. But then after we had the kids, Chen was just like, "No, we're not doing that." In case something happens or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be like really careful. But I'm fascinated because it's like this little sort of kind of time capsule of a period that I'm interested in, and I just would like to see that. But yeah, I doubt it's ever going to happen anytime soon.
TCG's come from North Korea?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
It's funny how, like, do you remember, like, back in the day, there was, like, that one Vice documentary where they go to North Korea?
Yeah.
And now there's, like, this whole sort of YouTube industry of YouTubers going to, like, these insane places
Yeah,
that aren't really that open to tourists.
Yes.
And just, fascinating.
Yeah, I saw one. I can't remember what it was. I don't think it was North Korea. I'll have to try and find it. It was amazing where they went to this place and it was weird. Like it was like there was a huge empty city, but it was spotlessly clean.
Is it? Yeah, and everything's like white and gold and.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
what was it?
Is it? I can't remember the name of the country, but I remember looking into it. And it's like, yeah, their human rights record is fucking appalling.
Yeah, like
it's a horrible dictatorship.
Yeah,
but to look at it in the video, you're just like, why is they just built this pristine city for no one? This is what's going on.
There's no one there. It's bizarre, isn't it? Yeah. I can't remember what that was, but it was. I think you might be right there, Naylor Ben. I think it's Turkmenistan.
Mm-hmm.
That rings a bell.
Or something, yeah.
It's wild. I'd love to visit, but I'm not in a position to think that's a good idea. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think you might be right. There's a YouTube video where a bunch of YouTubers go to it, and it's wild to watch.
Yeah,
highly recommended. Okay, is that it for this week?
Yeah.
Then we are done, and we will catch you. No, we're doing the socials, aren't we? Of course we are, Matt.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Yes.
Good.
We'll catch you. That's bad, wasn't it? Bad order. Yeah. We stream this podcast live on Twitch every single Monday night from 8:30. Go to twitch.tv/TCGS code to watch this or watch our other streams. James's fresh cut of Farley's fresh cuts. Any plan what you're doing this week, James, for that?
Yeah, Stalker 2, I think.
Oh no.
Oh yes, that's on. Yes, I'm well side for that.
Yeah.
It's on Wednesday, isn't it?
Yep.
You've got that preloaded. Excited for that. So 5 stress cuts. That is 9 p.m. UK time on twitch.tv/TCGSCO or search us in the app. If you have Amazon Prime, a Twitch account, connect your account, you get something called Twitch Prime Gaming, and you get 1 free sub a month over there. So why don't you go to our channel and give us your free sub? We really appreciate it. If you miss the streams live, go to youtube.com/@TCGS or just search TCGS in the app to find our VODs and a podcast. We're all on Blue Sky now because fuck Threads and fuck Twitter/X. So if you go to currently on Blue Sky at tcgs.co, that's the podcast account, and you'll see all our names on there as well, unless things change and I have to change the URL. But for now, it's at tcgs.co on Blue Sky. The Patreons, patreon.com/TCGS if you want our bonus podcast. If you want to support what we're doing, talks over the video shows, it's all on there. And our website, when it's up, is tcgs.co. Thanks to our amazing store, Discord community, podcast, socials, it's all on there.
And that's us for this week. Thank you so much for living it, and thank you for all your support as we head towards one of the most awkward times in the show's lifespan, the Game of the Year show. It's coming.
Awkward?
It is coming. Yeah, it's fucking awkward.
It's fun, isn't it?
You started doing your deals yet?
No comment.
I don't think there's any point me doing any deals this year. Or maybe there is. I don't know. Not really. I haven't really settled on the list yet. Never mind thinking tactically.
I'm thinking tactically, but I've not entered conversation stage yet. I've not entered negotiation stage yet.
No. But just nothing to do with this. But James, can we speak for 2 minutes after this when into a gone?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, good.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Back off.